Hi, gamers. Hello, Mabusai. Hello, everybody. It's been a hot minute. It's been like a few days, for sure. Did I start the timer? Did I? Apparently, I don't know how to type start timer. How is everyone doing? How are you, Shipwrecks? Hello. It's been a hot minute. It's been a hot minute. I hope you guys have all been doing okay. 70 stream streak. 70 stream streak. That's a lot of live streams. that is a lot of live streams. Hello, I hope everybody's doing good today. Happy Tuesday, everyone. It is Tuesday, which is what? We're almost halfway there. Almost halfway through the week. I'm doing okay today. Actually, I mean, let me scratch it. I'm having a good day today. I'm having a pretty good day. I would like to think it's been a pretty good day. If you don't follow me on Twitter, today was a very special day. If you guys don't remember, we did hit the 3,000 sub goal, which was a YouTube video with my mother. And that was filmed today. Yeah, my mom just left about like 2.5 hours ago. So, yeah. What did you expect the timer to end up on today? I did not. And I'm hoping today might be the last day. It's Tuesday, innit? It's Tuesday. Oh my goodness. Mama's side time pog. Yeah, no, it was a great time. I'm not gonna talk too much about it. I'll just kind of go over it, and then I'll wait for the YouTube video to come out. It's gonna get edited and everything. So, damn it, we couldn't say hi. Unfortunately, I don't think my mother is ready to go on stream yet. I don't think she's ready to go on stream yet. You're having happy 3K goal. Yippee! Yeah, we're at 3,223 subs now. So we have another goal coming up. I don't know if we're gonna hit it, but we have another goal to play Pokemon too many times. Is Mama Sai single? Yes, she is. I don't know if she's looking though. It's so okay. So, just to give you context, my mom doesn't know too much about VTuber. It's actually really funny. She had a really funny answer in the video, so I'm gonna wait. I won't touch on it too much. But she kind of knows what I've been doing. You know what I mean? Bryce, thank you so much for the soup. I went through all 9 gens as preparation Gen 10. When I played Platinum for the first time this year. Platinum Nuzlocke. Platinum's a great game. Platinum is a great game. I agree. Anyways. My mom, she has an idea of what I do. She was really nervous because she was like, I hope my English is okay. And I'm like, Mom, you speak perfect English. What are you talking about? So yeah, I don't have a clip I can show you guys. Maybe next stream I'll have like a small clip I can show you guys of my mom, but maybe I'll leave it a surprise. Anyways, but yeah, she has no idea what VTubers are, or she kind of knows, but like she didn't exactly know what I did. She knew that I made content online, but she never really bothered to like ask too much about it. So before I started, we started recording, I like sat her down and I was like, Mom, I don't think we've done this before. So let me show you first of all what I do. So I showed her my YouTube, I showed her my Twitch, my Twitter, and she sat there, because she sat with me at my PC. The whole time, she was just like, she was like, oh, I assumed that you were doing videos and stuff, but I didn't understand the magnitude of like what you did. And I was just like, yeah. So she was looking at my live streams and she was like, you stream for that long? And I'm like, honestly, Mom, I don't even stream for that long. There's a lot of VTubers that stream more than me. So Yeah, I showed her my VTuber model, and she said she liked this one the best. So that's why I have it on today. She was like, Sai, the pink one is very cute. The lavender pink one's very cute. So yeah, I'm hoping I can get this YouTube video out before the end of the month. If not, probably early April. But it's been recorded. It's gonna go through editing and all of that. My mom did slip up a few times during the recording, saying stuff she probably shouldn't have been saying. So I'm really glad that we did this on a YouTube video, because when you're streaming it, there's like no takesies, backsies. So yeah, she leaked my location and everything, and I was just like, Mom, did you find your squid friend cute? She actually didn't say anything, buddy Kamaru, and so I was just like, oh, okay. But yeah, who knows? Maybe she might be watching now. So after the video, I took her out. We went to Target. We got boba. She did not actually dox my IRL name. However, she doxed some other people in my life's names, my friends' names. She's like, aren't you doing this with so-and-so, insert person's name, insert group of people's names? And I was just like, Mom, you're not supposed to say that. You're not supposed to say that. You're not supposed to say that. Oh yeah, today is St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, I went to breakfast with her this morning before the filming, and then I took her out for shopping and boba as a thank you for and after we recorded, she was like, Sai, we should do this again. And I was just like, what? Huh? Why? The power of editing, yeah. I was like, Mom, you're not supposed to say that. You're not supposed to say that. You're not supposed to say that. It would be funny because I think it's a good it's a good intro to how me and my mom are. It was actually a very sweet video. She was saying stuff in there that I'm like, wow, I had no idea. Will the video have a lot of bleeps? You guys will probably not even hear any of it. I plan on getting a lot of it cut out. But she's doxing the whole team. She's doxing the whole friend group. I'm like, Mom, you're not supposed to say all their names. Yeah, today is St. Patrick's Day. I went out to breakfast with my mom and my sister, and before the video, and I was like, why is everybody wearing green? And my sister was like, Sai, today's St. Patrick's Day. Didn't you know that? And I was like, oh. Did she spoil One Piece for you? I don't even think she knows what One Piece is. Are you gonna be watching M&JTV? Yeah, we're gonna do that, but we're gonna do it later because I want to yap. This is my second live stream of yours. Yippee, yippee, yippee. I don't think we'll have time to play Poptopia today. I've been playing Poptopia off stream, but truthfully, I haven't had too much time to play because I've just been so busy. I've been doing like other stuff, so I haven't had the opportunity to play too much Poptopia. However, I'm having a lot of fun. You know, it's really, honestly, sometimes I feel kind of bad because I will go and like go on TikTok, right? And then there's these people that are making like massive ass builds where it's like, I made this treehouse, I made this camper, I made this whole apartment building for my Pokemon. And I'm sitting here with my dingy old houses like, oh no! My world looks like ass compared to these people. And I was like, oh, it's okay. You know what I keep reminding myself, and I told myself this to, or told this to one of my friends who was just like, Sai, I'm so overwhelmed with Poptopia. Because here's the thing, there's like 5 different areas. There's 5 different areas. And there's some that are bigger than others, and it's like a whole thing. And I told them, I was like, you know what, my thing is I'm focusing on one area at a time. And then if I get bored of that area, then I'll move into the next one to get like requests done and stuff like that. Rotom! Thank you so much for the 12 months. Wait, Rotom, what do you think about the new Rotom form? Oops, spoilers. Okay, there's no way you haven't seen it, right? There's no way you haven't seen it. I wore green on a complete accident today. I did not wear any green, so my sister pinched me. And I was just like, ow, that really hurt. Obsessed. It's such a cool Rotom form. Just got a Snorlax. I think the last Pokemon I got Charizard and Venusaur. I'm trying to get Blastoise. I think the last Pokemon I got on my world was Minccino. Yeah, Minccino. I hope they make DJ Rotom into like a Pokemon card at some point. But folks that have a better city in Poptopia probably had more time on their hands. Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I can only play for maybe like an hour or two a day before bed, and then that's it. But we are gonna play some on stream this week. We're gonna go back to playing some Pokemon TCG Live because I have been getting pretty bad Pokemon brainworms. So we're probably gonna revisit some Pokemon TCG Live, probably test some decks out, maybe play some viewers. We'll see. But that is, I think, Thursday this week. Thursday. Yeah. Sad that I have no interest in games like Pokemon. Actually, everyone have fun with it. I mean, I will say, I don't think it's a game for everyone. I don't think it's like everyone's gonna like it. However, if you just like the RPG aspect of it, I don't think it's a bad game to pick up. I will say it is quite the steep price point. $70 is kind of a lot for a game. But we are going into the era now where $70 might be the new standard for AAA games. A rad fan edit for cast form. It's on Pokedex filters. A new cast form with 20 forms. Ooh, that's pretty sick. Yeah, I've just been slowly knocking stuff out. So yeah, I think it's one of those games that you can just kind of sit back and enjoy, not necessarily like, I don't know. There might be people that want to like 100% it and everything like that. $70 a game, yeah, that's it's a lot. We're going into the era now where games are just a lot of money. Just a lot of money. I was very thankful because I actually had some Nintendo eShop credit, so I ended up using some of that for my Poptopia. So I didn't end up paying full price. I think I paid like $55 for Poptopia because I had like $15 credit. So yeah, I didn't end up paying full price for it. Hello, Country Aces. Thank you so much for the 200 bits. I thought I would swing by after watching some old content. Love your stuff, especially the Rex to M&JTV. Have a great stream. Thank you so much. Are you winning? Winning what? Winning what? Winning what? But yeah, what else have I been up to the last few days? I went to the Perfect Order pre-release. It was pretty nutty pulls. I got the full art Meowth and a full art Pokepad, which I need 3 more of, which I'm really scared to buy because it's gonna be really expensive. Nintendo especially. Oh yeah, I don't think I can justify somebody on Game Drama. I don't have a history of liking with my paycheck. Yeah, I agree. I wish they did like a demo. Yeah, I think if you buy from Costco, it's a little cheaper. It's like maybe like $8 cheaper. I don't know. I have to check. I need to go get a Costco membership. I'm a Sam's Club girly. My Sam's Club membership just renewed, I think like a week ago. Bought some new OPTCG. I have not bought, oh actually no, that's a lie. I did buy some One Piece cards. I bought some stuff for the Yellow Thriller Bark package. But yeah, I'm kind of holding on to my money a little bit right now because Pokemon got me a little broke. Because I like to not max rarity, but definitely buy some of the more expensive versions of Pokemon cards. So my wallet has been a little bit sad. Yeah, Brocopia. Brocopia. Is Poptopia considered mainline? No, I don't think so. Oh my goodness, I was watching a video. I didn't realize this when I did my first like run of like some of these Pokemon, but I guess there was a like when you meet Paris, he's like eating and he's just like nom 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 nom. No matter how much I eat, I just cannot seem to get full. I can't seem to get full. I'm always so hungry. I wonder if I'm gonna get bigger when I grow up. And I was like, wait, is this because there's the parasite on his back that's constantly feeding off of him and like slowly killing him? That's so fucking sad. That is so sad. I opened 1 pack of Destined Rivals last night. Oh, that's sick. Congrats. I've opened so much Destined Rivals and I haven't pulled Shard. Hello, Bucky. How are you? I'm doing good. How are you? We're watching Paris die in real time. No! No. That's so sad. That is so sad. That poor guy, when he evolves into Parasect, he's just dead. He's a zombie. That's so sad. You guys see that Venusaur in Poptopia is like a mommy? She's like a mommy character. She talks like a mommy. All I can hear is ada. Why? Everything is going well. Had the best week of work last week. I made a bunch of money. Hell yeah. I see you like One Piece. I absolutely love One Piece. One Piece is the shit. Time to shill my wallet. Everybody starts buying Poptopia after Venusaur is a mommy. Venusaur. Yeah, no, I just thought it was very silly. But so, I think it's surprising how well some of the characters are kind of like written. Like you'll see some lines between some characters, they share some of the same lines. Like when you ask them to follow you, they'll be like, following my bestie. But then you talk to them and have conversations with them, and I think it's really cute that they all have their own little personalities. Is Nico Robin your favorite character? She is. That won't be the main reason I buy Poptopia. All I will say is that if you don't want to be productive, you should buy Poptopia. If you don't want to be productive. If you want to be productive, maybe not buy it. Maybe don't buy it. OPLA Season 2. Yeah, I did end up finishing live action about a few days ago. Honestly, it was banger. It was such a good season. I think Season 2 is significantly better than Season 1. I'm not saying Season 1 is bad. I really like Season 1 of the One Piece live action. However, Season 2, chef's kiss. So good. So good. I love my lesbians, Nami and Vivi. Yeah. I think the person that they cast for Vivi, amazing. To be fair, I'm very biased. I'm a huge Bridgerton fan as well. So it was nice seeing a Miss Edwina Sharma, the diamond of the season, be a princess in One Piece. Yeah, honestly, great casting all around. I don't think there was a singular casting in the live action that I was like, I don't know. They even cast Baroque Works really, really well. They did. Nico Robin's casting, so good. Yes. So good. But yeah, I did that over this weekend. What else did I do this weekend? I didn't really do much. I did the One Piece. I watched the One Piece live action. I did the Pokemon pre-release and just had an overall pretty chill weekend. I went to class, and all that. So, yeah, I actually haven't been on my PC for a hot minute. I've been, I've been trying to stay away from my PC to maybe touch grass. Makes sense that Vivi's black since she is. Since Alabasta in Egypt, Vivi, her actor is not black. She is Indian. Dr. Hiroko. The Chopper episodes, the last 2 episodes of the season, they're Drama Island. They're so well done. They made Wapol look horrifying. Absolutely horrifying in the live action. Like, I will say they made so many characters a lot scarier than like in the anime. Like Miss Valentine and Mr. 5, I think they're horrifying in live action. Miss Golden Week, the kid with, or she's not a kid, I guess, but the character character who plays Miss Golden Week, or no, sorry, the character Miss Golden Week, she's perfect. Just so scary, so creepy. They made Baroque Works really feel like a villainous organization. Yeah, don't say too much, haven't watched it yet, I'm sorry. But highly recommend, if you haven't seen the One Piece live action, I would say go watch season 1, watch season 2. If you're nervous about getting into One Piece and just don't want to commit, I don't think this is a bad way to get into One Piece. I actually watched the live action before I even started watching One Piece. So, yeah, Buggy had like a major villain moment too, yes. I love Buggy. I love Buggy. I know they had to like shift stuff around, obviously, to make like things, like you get information revealed a lot earlier than you do in the anime. And I think it's meant to like pace things faster, which makes a lot of sense. So I'm very, very excited. I don't know when season 3 will come out. I'm hoping it'll come out next year, but knowing how long Netflix can take, it might come out in 2 years. Because we got, what, a 3-year gap, almost a 3-year gap between season 1 and season 2. But I think they're still filming season 3 right now, so it looks like they're in the middle of it. They're in the middle of it. I realistically don't know when they're gonna probably put a stop to the live action. I mean, I don't know. Does OPLA get to Alabasta or not? They are filming Alabasta right now. They are filming Alabasta right now. So, yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I hope we can get it soon. But, yeah, genuinely, everyone who they cast for the live action, so good. I don't think, like I said, I don't think there was a character. I was just like, I don't know. I did see some people like really iffy about Tashigi's casting, and they were like, oh my god, why is Tashigi so nerdy and ugly? And I'm like, didn't you guys low-key missed all the points? You guys missed the point. Tashigi is supposed to be kind of nerdy and like, I don't want to say ugly, but she's not supposed to be the most attractive looking character in the anime pre-time skip. So yes, she is going to look nerdy in the live action. And what is your point? Like, I don't understand. Like, I feel like there are some people who are complaining just to complain. Why is a nerd a nerd? Like, do they expect to pre-time skip Tashigi to look hot? Like, I'm so confused. I don't know. Some people, I just don't understand what they want. I don't know what they want. Maybe I was about the cinematography, but most people don't really care about it. I think the cinematography was really well done. Honestly. And this is someone that is actually quite picky with cinematography. Hello, how are you? I'm doing good, how are you? Reels and I like all the cast. Are we talking about One Piece? As someone who's dropped the anime around this part, I think the show's only getting better. The anime is great. However, I do understand why there are some people that are like, I can't watch One Piece, it's too long. Anything else that happened the last few days I want to catch up on? I don't think so. I've honestly, my life recently in the last few months, it has been pretty, I would like to think, uneventful and busy with other stuff. So yeah, I have been not streaming as much. I'm moving around schedules and stuff like that because things have been kind of going, I don't want to say south, but things just kind of kept getting thrown onto my plate, and things that I have to prioritize before stream. And I feel really bad because I've been moving around stuff on my schedule. Like, I feel bad having to even put schedules out because a lot of the time I don't end up following the schedule. Either I'm canceling a stream or I'm moving a stream. And I feel really bad because I don't want to break trust with my viewer base. So I don't know if there might be a point coming, maybe starting next week. I won't be putting out schedules. I think I'll just be streaming when I can. So that way, you know, if something gets thrown at me, I don't have to like, you know. But I also really, I like having schedules because it keeps me accountable. And So it's really, really hard. It's really, really hard. And I know I'm not the only VTuber that has to move stuff around and cancel stuff, but I feel like it's been happening way too much where it's just like, I don't know, I feel horrible about it. I feel really bad. Take your time taking care of stuff. I appreciate it. I really do. This has been a really, really hard semester for me. I'm surviving. That's all that matters. Like I'm surviving. And I'm getting decent grades. I think this might be the first semester where I break my 4.0, which I'm just like, but whatever, that's fine. But it's really important because this is a semester before I move up to my upper division classes, and I need to pass my classes this semester in order to move up, if that makes sense. Move to more advanced classes. So I have to do really, really well to be able to make it. So yeah, I feel like I'm really lucky. I have a great community that's really understanding and supportive, but I know there are the few that are just like really annoyed with it, and I understand. Like I understand their frustrations, and I'm not gonna sit here and invalidate, you know what I mean? Like if it's valid to be upset about stuff like that. So no schedules are needed. That's what notifications are for. True. I would say if you're not already, if you're on YouTube, definitely click the bell button just so you know whenever I post and go live. I don't know how Twitch does it. I think Twitch, if you have it on mobile, it sends you a notification or like an email or something. I'm not too entirely familiar with how Twitch does its stuff, but yeah. Isn't getting a huge target on Asian kids. My mom isn't too, like, I think she's more concerned about me actually getting something out of school. She's not too entirely concerned about me having a perfect GPA. And honestly, if we're being so real right now, does GPA really matter in college? Does it really matter? I understand high school GPAs mattering when you're like trying to get into a college, but like when you're in college, do employers really ask what your GPA was and what your grades were? Are they really going to ask that when you're going to find a job? Like, oh man, you had a 3.1. Sorry, we're not hiring anybody who has under a 3.7. Like, I don't know. I don't think they do if you want to go into grad school, but like, what if your plan is to not, you know? What if it's not? I don't know. I'm not, like, I want to keep a certain GPA because I feel like it motivates me to continue to work hard, but I don't think GPAs entirely matter when you're looking for a job post-grad. How are you, Poseidon? I'm doing good. How are you? I want our Oshis to do what make them happy on their own pace. I appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, it's no big deal. That's what I figured. Because I'm like, I think jobs or like companies and employers probably care more about your work experience and what degree you have. But even then nowadays, a lot of employers don't give a shit about the degree you have. Like I had a friend who had a degree, I believe in history, some sort of something studies. And then they ended up working in a field that is completely different. And their employer was just like, well, you have a degree and it's a bachelor's degree, so we'll just accept it. That's fine. Most jobs don't care about high school GPA, just that you pass. Only colleges care for college GPA. I don't know. Yeah, college GPA, I think it matters to like an extent. Like you said, like going to grad school, it matters. I don't know if maybe there's like super prestigious companies where they're like, please let us know your GPA. GPAs, they won't care about grades unless they see bare minimum. If they see a ton of A's and B's and a handful of C's, they'll focus more on the highs and the lows, and that's only if you really dig into your education. Yeah. Like for me, example, like I think me having a good resume and like work experience and stuff like that might take me farther than, let's say, getting like perfect grades in school. Because there's too many people I've seen where they've gotten like really good grades in school and like college and stuff, and then they graduate and they, for some reason, they can't find a job. They just can't, and it's because they don't have the experience, and it's really hard. Like, I feel like the job market right now, especially if you're going into like corporate jobs and stuff like that, it's cool. Like, it's not impossible, but it's super hard to break through. Nowadays, it's who you know. You know, you have to see if you could find somebody or like network with someone that can help you get past the like initial resume like skimming process. Yeah. Can I join the Discord if I can? The Discord is open to everybody. So if you want to join, you can join. If you don't want to join, that's totally fine. And most jobs require 10 years of job experience right out of high school. This kind of joke. It's like, how am I supposed to get 10 years of job experience when you won't even give me the experience? Like, for example, like a lot of corporate like tech jobs right now, they are more senior positions. And it's like minimum 7 years of experience working. And it's like, well, what if I need the experience? What if I need to get the experience? Are you going to be willing to do that? I don't know. So that's like one of my biggest fears going out of college is not being able to find a job. However, I will say, I think I'm very privileged to be able to say that, like, even if I don't find a job, at least I have streaming to fall back on. And like, it's doing pretty okay with like, you know, money and stuff like that. I can live almost comfortably, not entirely comfortably, but I can fund my like card addiction with my money I make as Poseidon. But you know, obviously, you know, that's not going to be a forever thing. I'm not going to be here forever. Like, as much as I say I'm not going to graduate anytime soon, you know, it's the day's going to come. You know, the day is going to come. I don't know when. I don't know when that day's coming. But, you know, there's going to be a day where, you know, I'm going to have to hang up the, what does that say? Not hang up the coat, but like, you know, gotta kind of move on with life. You can't find jobs because you don't have experience. You can't get experience because you can't get a job. Exactly. Hang up the seashells. Hang up the VTuber model. One of the things about work experience is that it's a suffered unintentional feedback loop from job applications being moved to digital only. Real. Like, if I were to fill out a job application and bring it to, like, an office, do you think they would care? To work for free in an internship. Yeah, a lot of people, they go down the internship route, which I kind of want to go down. I like the idea of doing an internship, but... Why did the shark plead in court? Guilty! No, but yeah, I hope that we can move from this horrible job market. It's been so entirely bad. I'm so scared. And I know a lot of my friends who are like already graduated from college and they're trying to find jobs. They're struggling so much and I feel so horrible. Just like, oh man, this sucks. This really sucks. Anyways, I think we should go to reacting. We have 4 videos today. I hope we can get through all 4. I don't intend to stream too long today, just because I actually have some homework I need to do. But I do intend to spend some time with you guys today. So we're gonna react. Yap and react as per usual. Whoa. 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 Reap. Not the reapping. Not the reapping. Let me turn off the music. We are so back, gamers, for some M&J reacting. M&JTV reacting. He uploaded a new video today. The worst Pokemon everyone uses. I hope none of the Pokemon that I have used will be in this video, but knowing me, probably. If it says everyone uses, there's a good chance I've used it. So, the worst Pokemon everyone uses by M&JTV.
Everyone has used Staraptor or Luxray in a
Okay, Staraptor, goated ass Pokemon.
Playthrough. But should you? What if these popular Pokemon actually stink? I collected 6 examples, a full team of underwhelming or flat out bad Pokemon that you probably used on a playthrough team. I did my best to order them from least to most underwhelming, but I
swear if you name Staraptor here, I'm gonna crash out.
Feel extremely confident that the last one is the worst. It's an incredibly famous and beloved Pokemon that is absolutely terrible. Also, quick note, I will be excluding starters, since everyone has used those and there's always technically a worst one. So if I included them, then this is just a worst starter Pokemon video. When planning this video, I made a community tab post asking for y'all to comment some Pokemon that are popularly used. The second most liked comment was Gardevoir and Hoenn. Literally every time I come across one, I catch a Ralts. I have bad news.
Is Gardevoir ass? I don't know. I haven't played a Gen 3 game, so.
Gardevoir is not very good in Hoenn.
Okay.
Kind of. In Gen 6, the Gardevoir line is quite strong. The Psychic Fairy typing 4 times resists Brawly's fighting moves, and of course is strong against his whole team. And then late game, its stabs beat 3 of Wally's 5 Pokemon, and in the league, Fairy is good against both Sydney and Drake. And the insanely strong cherry on top, you can get its Mega Stone after defeating Groudon or Kyogre, thus letting you fire off Psychics, Moonblasts, and Dazzling Gleams with an astounding 106.
It doesn't sound that bad. It was a background music still on. My bad.
65 base special attack. That's Gen
The Matt said thank you so much for the 3 months.
6 though. In Gen 3, take away the Mega Stone, then more importantly, take away the Fairy type. Its usefulness plummets. It beats just
Fairy type saved it.
One of Wally's Pokemon is now weak to Sydney, and it has a neutral matchup against Drake. And all of this now without a Mega Evolution. And sure, you still have the Brawly fight, but not really. In both Gens 3 and 6, if you match the level of Brawly's strongest Pokemon, your Ralts will not be evolved. That's very bad, because Ralts has a base stat total of only 198. That's weaker than Magikarp.
Jesus Christ, I did not know that!
Even if you overlevel and evolve it to Kirlia, it still sucks. For a long time, I just assumed that Kirlia was about as strong as a middle stage starter. And that was incorrect. Middle stage starters have base stat totals in the low 400s. Meanwhile, Kirlia's base stat total is only 278, meaning Ralts gains just 80
That's pretty bad.
points total upon evolving, resulting in a middle stage Pokemon with a lower base stat total than Badu. And remember, you are stuck with this Kirlia until level 30. So in Gen 6, you might be able to service Ralts or Kirlia against Brawly thanks to 4 times resisting fighting. But in Gen 3, it's nowhere near as helpful as it may seem. It only 2 times resists fighting, which frankly won't be enough considering their pitiful stats.
It's so ass the resistance doesn't matter. Also, Golden BT, thank you so much for the 26 months. I appreciate it. Thank you.
So the one fight it has a type advantage for happens when it's so weak that it may not even help. Now, assuming you tough it out to Gardevoir, you will end up with a solidly strong Pokemon. But Psychic itself just isn't that good in Hoenn, since there's no poison specialist and you're weak to half the Elite Four. It is good against the team leader's Crobat, I guess.
All the Gardevoir enjoyers are like screaming right now.
But it could just outspeed and bite you and cause flinching problems. Now, if you're absolutely set on using a Psychic type in Gen 3 Hoenn, rather than Gardevoir, I personally recommend Alakazam, assuming you can trade. Kadabra can be caught
Alakazam's a solid Pokemon just all around.
before Brawly, and while it'll be a pain to switch train grind it up, it evolves to Kadabra at just level 16. A Pokemon with base 105 speed and 120 special attack. Much better, much faster. If you can't evolve it to Alakazam though, maybe just don't use a Psychic type in Gen 3,
Yeah,
Helen,
find something else.
until Metagross in the postgame. As the generations have gone on and the regional dexes have expanded, teams have gained more variety and thus fewer Pokemon exist as near universal staples. Among highly upvoted comments on my post, I only saw one Gen 7 Pokemon mentioned.
Oh?
But that Pokemon is actually 3, which means there's still some variety. In the Alola games, Rockruff is obtainable early in 10 Carat Hill, right after beating Hala for the
I love Rockruff.
first time. It then evolves at just level 25 to Lycanroc, the form depending on the time of day of the evolution. Currently, in Gen 7, you could only evolve it to midday form in the Sun games and only midnight in the Moon games, but the time of day was still a requirement for the evolution. Additionally, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon featured an own tempo Rockruff event at launch, a unique kind of Rockruff and the only one that could evolve into Dusk form Lycanroc. With the early obtainment, cool aesthetics, options available, and emphasis in the pre-launch marketing, Lycanroc became widely used. In this poll I ran,
I don't know if it's such a good Pokemon, but it's a pretty popular Pokemon.
only 31% of people never used any Lycanroc in Alola.
Yeah, I think I used the midday form. I can't remember. I used a Lycanroc.
And as you can see from the same poll, no form was a runaway favorite. All three were used equally. But despite this equal usage, these three forms are not created equal. In my opinion, Dusk is the best. Very fast, high attack, and while its ability Tough Claws unfortunately doesn't really help with stab moves, you need the move reminder for Accelerock and the other rock moves don't make contact, it does boost coverage moves like Crunch or Dig. Midday is comparable in stats, but its abilities are only situationally helpful. And then there's Midnight, which I believe is not only the worst of the three, but I don't think it's good in general.
Really?
It's a
Well, I don't know. I'm not too familiar with the stats, so go on, Mikey.
attack is about the same as the other two, but it's much slower. However, it's not bulky enough to make up for this. It's not frail, I would say, but with 5 weaknesses, it's in far more danger of being outsped and one-shot than either of its counterparts. What's even crueler is that while Midday gets Accelerock as an Evo move, and Dusk gets Thrash, Midnight gets
Oh, good night, Urine. Oh my god, I don't know. Urandrix. Happy birthday. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you Urine.
Counter, a move that requires taking damage to do anything, and may do nothing at all if the opponent uses a
It might just get one shot by the time it's ready to go.
special move. So it's designed to be this slow, bulky attacker, but it can't take hits well enough to accomplish this. Additionally, Rock itself just doesn't excel in Alola. From the Rockruff obtainment point onward, regardless of game version, you have to face 5 major battles that it's weak to, along with Totem Togedemaru in the Ultra games. It does have some positive matchups, but fewer than the negative ones, specifically the Fire Trial, Guzma, a Bug Totem depending on the game, and Kahili. In short, Rock and Alola isn't amazing, so while the other two forms can make it work thanks to their speed, Midnight Lycanroc literally cannot keep up. If you're playing Moon or Ultra Moon today and don't have access to the midday form nor the own tempo Rockruff event, maybe consider Gigalith instead. With its high defense, it can actually handle being slow, and it's found around the same time. But again, if you can't trade evolve it, then maybe just skip the rock type.
Haha! It is I, Grunted
Boy,
and I am here to ask you something. Is birding cool?
I think it is. Wait, where is this coming from? Are you gonna make fun of me for being old?
No. Well, maybe. I suppose that door is always open. But the reason I ask is because you mentioned listening to bird calls the last time we discussed Raycon's bone conduction headphones, the sponsor of today's video. These off-ear headphones use vibrations to send sound through your bones while keeping your ears open to the world around you. They're wonderful for listening to music or podcasts.
I genuinely think I've seen like 5 people in the last month with these headphones just out and about.
While remaining aware of your surroundings. Premium audio without the premium price tag.
Exactly. By using them on walks, I can both listen to an audiobook and keep an ear out for bird calls. Plus, with 13 hours of battery life, the no-slip fit, and their durability, IP68 water and dust proof, I never have to worry about them when using them outdoors.
So you listen to bird calls, and that's somehow fun?
I listen for the calls so I can hopefully see the birds. It's really nice. It's kind of like real-world Pokemon Go.
You capture the birds?
No,
that's very illegal. Which I'm now realizing is not a deterrent for you. Do not capture any birds. Over 3 million customers love Raycon, and their products come with a 30-day happiness guarantee. The bone conduction headphones are perfect for refreshing your routine this spring. So go to buyraycon.com/MandJTVBC to get 20% off during their spring sale. Thanks to Raycon for sponsoring.
Okay, maybe I'll try birding myself. I bet I'll see more than you.
It's not a competition.
It is now. It's bird time! Ta-ta!
There is another Hoenn Pokemon that's very popular, but is in a similar situation to Gardevoir. Quite good in Gen 6, but surprisingly underwhelming in Gen 3. And unfortunately, it's one of my favorites. Brelum. Brelum has several things going for it. It's found early in Petalburg
Brelum is so cool.
Forest. It's strong against the very first gym. It's a grass type, nice for the excessive amount of water types that you will fight in Hoenn. It gets Leech Seed early, a superior form of chip damage since the annoying league members cannot full restore it away. It's risky against Tate and Liza, but then quite good against the water gym. Then regardless of whether you're fighting Steven or Wallace in the league, grass fighting does well against 3 league members. And in Gen 6 specifically, it gets Spore, the only one-turn, 100% accurate, guaranteed sleep move in the game.
I did not know that.
I want to be clear though, Brelum is not OP by any means. Most of its stats are meh, which puts it in danger of being outsped in O-Code, since it lacks both speed and bulk. But with Mach Punch to sometimes circumvent that, and considering its early evolution especially, it's a very solid team member in Gen 6 Hoenn, if you choose Mudkip. Unfortunately, it overlaps with both Sceptile and Blaziken. But in Gen 3, the outdated move system really hurt Brelum. It's a grass fighting type, but in Gen 3, all grass moves were special, while all fighting moves were physical. Brelum has fantastic base...
it's the special physical split.
130 physical attack, but back then, it could not use that for grass attacks. So technically, Shroomish gains fighting upon evolution, but if you look at the level up moveset for Brelum, Shroomish might as well be changing into a pure fighting type. Because once it evolves at level 23, it learns no more grass moves by level up. So if you evolve your Shroomish normally, without delaying it with the B button, your Brelum's last grass move without a TM is Mega Drain, which is only 40
It's just straight buns.
Power. And remember, it is using its pitiful base 60 special attack. And sure, you can use the Giga Drain TM on it, but in Gen 3, that was only 60 power. In short, Brelum has the bad defenses of a grass fighting type, but only gets the offensive benefits of fighting. Even before evolution, Shroomish isn't quite as good against Roxanne as it might seem. It doesn't get Mega Drain until level 16, a level higher than Roxanne's Nosepass. So if you don't overlevel, you're stuck with Absorb, which is 20 power, and thus will not do much to Nosepass. Thankfully in Oris, they gave it Mega Drain at level 12 instead. Those games, plus the physical special split that happened a few generations earlier, were huge for Brelum. You are sadly still waiting until the 40s for a good physical grass move, Seed Bomb, but at least you get one at all. Better alternatives in Gen 3 include the starters it overlaps with, of course, but also Hariyama for fighting, and to be honest, it's tougher for grass. Like before they buffed Giga Drain and added Energy Ball, The grass Pokemon just got nothing good. For example, in Gen 3 Hoenn, Gloom learns no grass attacks by level up outside Absorb and Petal Dance, which is good, but not until level 44.
That is so
Let's go back to the
high.
intro. Everyone has used Staraptor and Luxray in Sinnoh. Sadly,
So
one of these two
good.
iconic and awesome Pokemon simply isn't very good in its home region. Staraptor is very good and strong. The underwhelming
Okay, thank God. I was about to say no, Staraptor is so good. Luxray is kind of buns, but I love Luxray.
one is Luxray, which pains me because I adore Luxray.
Me too.
Let's start with the positives. First, Shinx can be caught extremely early, and the sooner you get it, the better team member I consider a Pokemon to be. Second, it gets Intimidate. Incredible ability in doubles, but still a great one in singles. Do not get Rivalry. You catch a Rivalry Shinx, punt it into the sea. Third, it has high attack. Finally, it's good against water, and you always end up fighting a lot of those. End of the list.
That's
And
it.
it wasn't a very long one. The problems begin with Shinx. In Diamond and Pearl, if you allow its evolution to Luxio without delaying it, it doesn't get a single electric attacking move until Spark at level 18. Platinum is better, giving Shinx Spark at level 13, and while BDSP delays Spark to Luxio again, at least they gave Shinx Thundershock at level 4. Now,
Fair.
once you get Spark, you're fine for a while. 65 power, 100% accurate, might paralyze. It's a really solid mid-game move. However, if you are playing Gen 4, that is the strongest physical electric move that Luxray gets for the rest of the game. It learns
Why?
Thunderfang, sure, but that ties in power. Luxray has great 120 base attack compared to solid but not great base 90 special attack. This means you cannot take advantage of its superior attacking stat because the strongest physical move it gets by level up is Crunch, which is not a stab move, despite what some people might think. It's not a Dark type. By the time we reach
It's
BDSP
just
though,
pure electric.
Luxray can now learn Wild Charge, which is 90 power. But Wild Charge still sucks. It's tied with Takedown
And also recoil.
for the second weakest recoil move, above only Submission, one of the worst moves in the entire game. Now, Wild Charge's recoil as a percentage of damage done is lower than some of the stronger recoil moves like Flare Blitz, but still, it's a 90 power move with a drawback. What? That's ridiculous. No move under 100 power should have any kind of drawback. Thunderbolt is also 90 power, formerly even stronger at 95, and instead of recoil, it might paralyze opponents. Not only no drawbacks, but a perk! But what's so cruelly ironic is that I don't even need to tell you any of this. Because in
Why
Brilliant
not?
Diamond Shining Pearl, the only way for Luxray to learn Wild Charge is by level up, since there's no TM nor TR for it like there is in Sword and Shield. However, the level that Luxray learns Wild
Oh my God, please do not tell me it's like 45.
Charge is level 80!
What? Bruh! Are we being for real? 80? I didn't even know Pokemon can learn moves at that level. Level 80? What?
Level 80 for a bad move! You can't even use it in the league because it's way...
Day 1000 of me saying I don't like PDSP.
Post-game, what? So after all these
I'm gonna
years,
crash out.
Luxray's best physical...
If you are one of the people that actually leveled Luxray up to 80, you know what? I admire you. You must really love Luxray to be that patient enough to wait till level 80 for it to get a good move.
electric move for a Sinnoh playthrough is still freaking Spark! Physical
So ass.
electric types have long gotten the short end of the stick. All electric moves were special prior to Gen 4, but even to this day, the best physical electric moves are signature moves or close to it. If only Luxray had instead been a special attacker, then it could effectively use the discharge it learns by level up. Now, I do need to acknowledge that 90 base special attack isn't bad, but it feels really bad when there's 120 physical attack right there that you can't properly use. But even ignoring its offenses, its speed causes problems. It's only 70, weirdly slow for such a fast-looking Pokemon, and it has unimpressive bulk. Brelum and Midnight Lycanroc have the same problem that I mentioned, and they do have more weaknesses, but I marked Luxray as worse than them for 3 reasons. First, the other two can take proper advantage of their highest attacking stat. Second, the other two have more positive major battle matchups. Luxray beats 2 of Wake's Pokemon, and then there's no flying specialist in Sinnoh. And third, I am personally traumatized by Cyrus's Gyarados. That is a Pokemon that Luxray should kill easily, but it's slower and thus has to survive an earthquake. I can tell you from experience that it cannot survive if it's a crit.
No crits.
Oh no.
Are you fucking kidding?
PTSD.
It was a close call between these 3 though, hence why I bunched them all together in the ranking. But all 3 of them still better than the last one in this video. If you want an electric type in Sinnoh, Raichu is a better option. You can get to the Trophy Garden where Pikachu is found before fighting the Water Gym. You gotta go past Pastoria, but just like go there and then come back. It learns Thunderbolt, its best stab move, at just level 26. So toss it a Thunderstone early. Its special attack is the same as Luxray's, but you get Thunderbolt sooner without needing a TM, and Raichu is much faster. Plus, it can use Thunder Wave, which is nice. Luxray does get it by TM, but in Gen 4, the only way to get the Thunder Wave TM was by purchasing it in the Battle Tower area for
Oh, I forgot about that. That's
32 battle points? For Thunder Wave? What were they doing? And then in BDSP, it's there, but also maybe you'll find a guy in the underground selling the TM, which I never have. I still don't have the Thunder Wave.
So it's like luck-based.
TM and Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl.
Interesting.
Although I did give up and stop looking after a while.
Okay.
Regional birds as a whole were mentioned a lot in the comments of my post. I mentioned Staraptor in the post itself, but then 3 others got callouts. Talonflame is one, but I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think Talonflame is one of the better regional birds.
Attack, but blistering speed and exceptional matchups.
So fast.
In Kalos, you face the Bug Gym, Fighting Gym, and Grass Gym all in the first half. Corviknight was also brought up, but Corviknight is super awesome. Steel flying, great stats, great Pokemon. And then of course, the last one was Pidgeot.
Oh,
it is the original regional bird, the iconic
the bird
flyer for Blue, Ash, and so many of you. Thus, it is a super popular team member in Kanto, the region it originated in. Because it's found early, you need a flyer, and it looks cool. Not because it's amazing. It is mid at best today, flat out bad in the past. And what makes it even worse is that there is a superior option that you can get at the same time. Pidgeot has a base stat total of 479. It's solidly fast, meh at everything else. This includes a base attack of 80, which is worse than the 90 base special attack I gave Luxray crap for. But remember, the 120 was right there. You are waiting until level 36 for Pidgeot though, so you'll be stuck with Pidgeotto for longer than I feel you should be, and that'll be tough. Pidgeotto is weak. As for its moves,
I think Fearo's the better bird between the two, no?
Really toughen it out until you get the Fly HM outside Celadon. There's a lot of variance between the generations for movesets, but this lines is absolutely atrocious in Gen 1. If you evolve at the normal levels, your first flying type move is Wing Attack for Pidgeotto at level 31. And it's only 30.
Really? 35 power is pretty bum.
5 power. Insane. Insane. I talk about how getting a Pokemon earlier makes it a better team member, but that does not matter if it doesn't know any of the moves for its main attacking type. It has improved
Yikes.
significantly by Gen 3. You get Gust early, which is now actually a flying type move, followed by Wing Attack in the late 20s, which is now a 60 power move. But still, you're mainly waiting until you get the Fly HM, which is only 70 power in Gens 1 through 3, and not even 100% accurate. The Let's Go moveset is fine as well, generally, but you're still waiting ages for a fully evolved Pokemon, and again, its attack is only 80. Pidgeot is made extra underwhelming when you realize that Fearow is better in nearly every metric. Its base stat total is lower, but we don't care about the loss in special attack. It's just as fast, and it hits harder. Spearow is caught just as early, so no issues there, but unlike the Pidgey line, it actually starts with a flying move in Gen 1, that being Peck. Peck is not a good move, but it's as powerful as Wing Attack in Gen 1. And even if it wasn't, at least you'd have some kind of flying move before level 31. Spearow also evolves much sooner. At only level 20, you will have the Pidgeot competitor 16 levels earlier. Additionally, Fearow gets something big that Pidgeot does not.
What is it?
Drill Peck. This 80 power move was the strongest flying attack in Gen 1 outside the 140 power Sky Attack. But Sky Attack takes 2 turns, and thus averages to only 70 per turn. And Fearow gets Drill Peck at level 34, before you'd even have the Pidgeot. Unfortunately for Fearow,
That is so bun.
its advantages
For Pidgeot.
over Pidgeot do decrease as time goes on. Drill Peck was shifted later, and Fly was buffed to be stronger, so they're more on equal footing in regards to movesets. But even so, having a fully evolved Pokemon at just level 20, that's not terrible, is huge. Of course, both are completely outclassed by Zapdos, but for early caught flyers, I firmly believe Pidgeot is bad, especially in Gen 1, and especially compared to Fearow. But it's more widely used because its competitor and neighbor isn't as pretty. Before I reveal the final and worst Pokemon, if you've watched this far into the video,
Any lucky guesses from people who have not watched this video?
you probably enjoy what I
know.
do. So if you want to tell YouTube to show you more of my videos and or make me happy, I'd love to hit 3 million subscribers someday, then please consider hitting that subscribe button. I would appreciate it. But now for the final and worst popular Pokemon. And it's a strange one. It was mentioned in the highest upvoted comment, so is used a lot. It's strange because it is an excellent Pokemon.
I don't know what it is.
It used to be deceptively terrible. Gyarados has a high base stat total featuring
Is it really Gyarados?
massive attack and solid bulk, 5 resistances, an immunity, only 2 weaknesses, Intimidate, Dragon Dance, a wide move pool, and more. It's also a
Then what's the problem?
Pokemon that's been in a ton of games, so it makes sense that it's been used a lot. I myself have used it many times in Team Sky playthroughs. However, the further back you go, the worse Gyarados gets. But I'm not going all the way back to Gen 1 for reasons that I will explain in a bit. I'm instead going to stop on the most famous Gyarados of all time. The Red Gyarados. If you've ever done a Johto playthrough where your starter was not Totodile, there is a very high chance that you used the Red Gyarados.
I say with my hands up. Me. I'm that person.
It's a guaranteed shiny for crying out loud, and it's probably the most famous shiny Pokemon of all time. And as discussed, Gyarados is a great Pokemon. You have Intimidate. It gets Ice Fang for both Claire and Lance. And you only have to wait 5 levels for it to get the powerful stab Aqua Tail that hammers enemies down with its 125 base attack. Then when you hit level 44, it's game over for everyone else because it gets Dragon Dance, one of the best setup moves in the game. Boosting both attack and speed, it can quickly allow you to outspeed and OHKO most Pokemon. I have personally set up and swept with Dragon Dance Gyarados on many Team Sky occasions. That's Gen 4 though. In Gen 2, when the Red Gyarados was introduced, none of the nice things I just said about it apply. There were no abilities, so no Intimidate. And then all 3 moves I discussed, Ice Fang, Aqua Tail, and Dragon Dance, did not exist. Even if they did, Gen 2 is pre-physical special split.
Oh, so it was just Gyarados was just ass during these games.
So all Ice and Water moves, plus the Dark type Bite, use Gyarados' pitiful 60 base special attack. This includes Surf, your only real option for a decent stab move. This means that Gyarados' great physical attack might as well not be there. First, flying was physical, but it doesn't get a single flying move. That's always been a struggle for Gyarados though, even to this day. It gets bounce sometimes, but not other times, and that's like the only one it ever gets. Second, its TM learn set is pitiful. Remember the discussion about how scary Earthquake Gyarados can be? Well, it doesn't get Earthquake in Gen 2. And in fact, the only physical TMs it learns are normal type moves, plus the 20 power Rock Smash. Third and finally, the only physical moves in its Gen 2 level up moveset are Thrash that it comes with and Hyper Beam at level 50. Both moves with some kind of drawback, and both moves that were better in Gen 1. Thrash lasted 3 to 4 turns instead of 2 to 3, and Hyper Beam did not
Is that why they buffed his ass a lot after?
require a recharge if it got a kill. This is why I'm talking about the red Gyarados and not a Gen 1 Gyarados, because I think a Gen 1 Gyarados is better. Now sure, Gyarados does have good bulk, but there's a catch. According to Bulbapedia, this Gyarados has predetermined IVs, with an attack IV of 14 and IVs in its other stats of 10, resulting in an HP IV of 0. I do need to clarify, IVs in Gen 2 ranged from 0 to 15, not 0 to 31, like they do in the modern games. So the 14 attack IV is actually quite good, and then 10 is like a little bit better than average, but the HP is as bad as possible. At least the red Gyarados in Gen 4 can have any IVs, so while they could be worse, you still have the chance for them to be better. And then on top of all this, assuming you play through the game with the intended event order, your Gyarados' weak Surf will help with Price's Piloswine, Bruno's Onix, Karen's Houndoom, and Lance's Aerodactyl and Charizard. But 2 of those have stab super effective rock moves, and considering that they're all fully evolved Pokemon, I would be surprised if you could one-shot any of them outside Onix because of how weak the Surf will be. Now I guess technically you could go east from Ecruteak and get the red Gyarados and then go fight like Chuck and Jasmine. You resist Chuck's fighting moves and like the Steelix is weak to Surf. But again, it's just like, it's still just not that good. 60 base special attack, y'all. The final nail in the coffin is that the red Gyarados is a late water type. Not only could you get a regular Gyarados much sooner, but there are so many better water types that you can get at the same time or earlier. Feraligatr, Lapras, Octillery, Golduck, Tentacruel, Slowbro, Politoed, and Slowking if you can trade. All of them have higher special attack to use Surf more effectively and can be obtained sooner or around the same time. And I probably missed some. In
what
short,
if we just want to aura farm with the red Gyarados, okay?
the fancy red Gyarados in Gen 2 is awful. Its best use comes as an extra fancy HM mule or as a shiny hunting parent. If you decide to go back for a Gen 2 playthrough, do not be deceived by your modern perception of Gyarados. Catch the red Gyarados as a trophy and use a better water type. Thanks so much for watching. If you don't want to worry about how good Pokemon are in a playthrough and just want to breeze through the game with no problems, check out my video called 9 Ways to Break a Pokemon Game, where you can absolutely trivialize the entire playthrough.
Damn. I did not expect the Gyarados, but I guess it makes sense that like before it's kind of buns. Lapras, my beloved. No Lapras hate in this household. Lapras is a great Pokemon. Golduck is really the best water type if you don't use Totodile for Gen 2. I've never used Golduck. Good video. I think, I don't know, were your feelings hurt? Was anybody's feelings hurt with whatever Pokemon he listed? Mine weren't, but I was gonna start throwing hands if Staraptor started, you know, getting poo-pooed on, but, you know, Staraptor's a great Pokemon. I feel bad for Luxray, even as a point. Luxray's such a cool Pokemon. It's just diabolical. It doesn't get great moves. Lapras is the easy choice in Gen 2. I see. It was my MVP in Legends Arceus. Oh. Yeah, the physical special split was kind of buns. I'm glad that there isn't that anymore. The Luxray hurt me the most. Alrighty, next video. We have a little bit of an older one, maybe not that much older. I don't think we watched this one. Have we watched this one, My Perfect New Gym Leaders? I don't think we have, but I can double check. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen any of these videos, but you know, I have the memory of a goldfish. No pun intended, but this is a fun one. Is it? I watched it. I don't think we have watched this one, but, or at least I don't think I've watched it, but yeah, looks like we haven't watched this one. This shall be fun then. This shall be a lot of fun. Anyways, we're gonna be watching My Perfect New Gym Leaders by M&JTV. Is he gonna like restructure the gyms, like change people around, or is he gonna make like new gym leaders? Which maybe he is gonna make new ones because it says new, but we shall see. Anyways, My Perfect New Gym Leaders by M&JTV. Good night, Vibers.
A new faraway region is getting its Pokemon League off the ground, and you've been selected as champion and CEO to get things up and running.
Damn.
The Elite Four's
Rose, the most forgettable villain ever.
been sorted out, but you can't have a true Pokemon League without gym leaders. You need to hire
Facts.
8 of them. However, there aren't any strong trainers from this region. There's no Pokemon League yet. You're trying to set one up to attract strong trainers to the region and motivate the existing population to get into Pokemon battling. It's an economic investment. But this does mean you need to hire trainers from elsewhere, and you can't hire existing gym leaders. In my previous video, I built my perfect Elite Four partially from existing Elite Four members, but I pulled that off by giving them raises, and thus blowing
Increasing their salary.
the hiring budget. So the gym leaders are gonna get paid the same, and it's gonna be hard to convince people to move to a faraway land for no extra money. Maybe even less, depending on the currency conversion rates. So, essentially, no current gym leaders. So if you can't hire existing gym leaders, nor Elite Four members or Frontier Brains, since they definitely won't take a pay cut, who do you pick for your 8 new gym leaders? Let me know your picks in the comments, but in this
Me. I will be the next new gym leader.
video, I'm gonna be figuring out my own picks. One significant group to select from would be the rivals. Or I suppose since I'm a faraway champion / CEO and don't actually know these people, the trainers who got 8 badges or are friends with those who did.
Okay.
There is precedence for these trainers taking gym leader positions, with Blue, Charon, Marnie, and Bede all doing so. Let's take a look at the others and figure out which ones would be the best candidates. Important disclaimer, most of these characters are children, and while
Bede does turn into a gym leader.
gym leaders can be children, I'm not dealing with all the red tape of relocating a minor to another country for a job.
And child labor laws.
No thank you. However, it has been many years since most of these trainers started out, so they gotta be adults by now, right? Like, we're fine.
Facts.
Silver is a criminal. He steals his starter from Elm's lab, and he steals a Sneasel from Kirk in Cianwood City. Now, he did do these things as a child. We do see him grow a lot as a person, so like, maybe this is something he's gotten over and I could forgive him. I'm not gonna eliminate him, but like, I don't love it.
Time to make youngster Joey a gym leader. What about youngster Tristan, huh?
Brendan and May are a bit confusing, since technically one became champion and the other didn't, but which one is which depends on who you are. Oh, I'm getting a multiversal headache. Wally, though, Wally is straightforward. He's got a great origin story, starting out sickly and meek, then growing strong enough to reach the victory road, and then even compete at the battle tree alongside other very talented trainers. It would capture the heart of potential trainers, showing that no matter how humble your beginnings, you could reach the highest heights. And he doesn't have a type specialty already, but considering his fondness for the Ralts line, I feel like he's a good candidate for a psychic type gym leader.
That's not a bad idea. I can see Wally as a gym leader.
Barry is also a capable and impressive trainer. He's, a lot, but it's good to have a variety.
I love Barry. Any Barry you slander in my chat, I will get my fork out. And you'll have to fight me, because I love Barry. He's so cool.
If personalities on a team, his aspirations to live up to his father, Palmer the Frontier Brain, could serve as motivation for him to
His dad is hot, by the way.
take his own official position. He also does not have a type specialty, but normal would probably fit best thanks to his Staraptor and Snorlax. Charon is already a gym leader as discussed, but his friend Bianca is a potential hire. Unfortunately, I don't really think she'd be a good candidate. In the 2 years between the events of Black and White versus Black 2 and White 2, she opted for a research assistant position with Professor Juniper. This is
I think that's a lot more fitting for her than a gym leader.
reasonable career choice, but it demonstrates a lack of interest in battle-focused positions. She was a very talented trainer in the events of Black and White, but she chose to step away. To me, it seems
And I can't blame her.
like she would rebuff any of my recruitment attempts. Hugh is a solid candidate. He's clearly a talented trainer, and by the time I'd recruit him, his mission of reuniting Team Plasma's stolen Pokemon with their original trainers would likely have wrapped up. He'd be seeking a new righteous cause, and what could be more righteous
He will be seeking a career.
than enriching a nation's economy?
Hi, it is I,
Good
Tim.
boy.
Have you finished your Christmas shopping?
Not yet, but
You know, I'm 9 months early, but, you know, it's a good time.
I've got plenty of
Time? You think you have time? Well,
Okay, fine, I'll get started on it now.
you don't! Because I have it!
Oh.
You see? You get it? It's my new watch from Holzkern, the sponsor of today's video.
Oh,
Cool
okay.
watch company.
You kind of freaked me out there.
Good! You need to finish your Christmas shopping, and Holzkern is the perfect place to get gifts for your loved ones. Holzkern is a watch and jewelry
Shout
brand
out
for
to
both men
Holzkern.
and women, and all their products are made from natural materials. For example, my watch is the Askia, and it's made of walnut wood and marble.
Ooh, that's quite lovely. I want to get the exact same one.
I don't want you to copy me, but weirdly, we do look good in similar accessories. Holzkern products are made in small quantities, allowing them to reach a high standard of quality that lets their products last a very long time. So go get some Holzkern products for your partner, your family, or, you know, even me. Products usually arrive in 2 to 5 business days, so orders
That's pretty
placed by
fast shipping.
December 19th will make it in time for Christmas. Check it out using the link in the description below. For a limited time, use code MandJTV at checkout for 15% off purchases site-wide.
Awesome, thanks, man. This makes it a
That's
lot
pretty
easier.
sick.
Soon, everyone in my life will have time.
Time for what?
Huh.
You can't be serious.
Are you having a stroke? I hope not, because I have to go. Ta-da!
Caleb
Okay.
and Serena are another Brendan May situation, and oh, my head. The multiverse! The other notable Kalos rivals, friends of talented trainers. Don't make the cut though, since
No, they all are low-key buns. I'm sorry.
none of the trio of Shauna, Tierno, or Trevor ever use more than 3
Weak as fuck.
Pokemon. Put simply, this doesn't look good on a resume for a battle prowess related position. Yes, gym leaders have used less than 3 Pokemon before, but that's because they are restricted to doing that based on the number of badges that the challenger has. It's not due to a lack of talent, and these 3, I worry about their talent. How is a strong candidate?
How is
Maybe
not bad.
too strong. How is a final boss level trainer, which
I forgot he had a Vaporeon.
may be simply too good. Although he technically never becomes champion, he loses to the player in the final battle for the champion spot. And additionally, there is another rival to beat the Elite Four and become a gym leader, that being Blue. But he's kind of an exception gym leader. He'll only fight trainers who have at least 15 badges. It's kind of confusing about whether or not Hao should be allowed to be a
you, sir,
gym
for the
leader,
10
but
bits.
honestly, I think
Appreciate
his
it. Thank
best
you.
long-term position is kahuna of Melee Island after his grandfather Hala. It's clear his
That's
connection to
fair.
his home is very strong, and I'd feel a bit conflicted about taking him from that familial duty. Gladian's another story though. He's got some serious family issues that he might just want to take a break from. Yes, he did work for Team Skull for a brief period, but you know, he was a child, and unlike other members, he never appears
He didn't know better. We will never, ever, ever make fun of Gladian. Okay, he's cool. He didn't have a choice.
to have committed any serious crimes like conquering an entire town. He would likely be a dark specialist due to usage of Zoroark, Weavile, and Umbreon in different places, and it's always nice to get more dark-type gym leaders. Not sure I could let him use Silvally, though. Like, that might be too strong, like, technically a legendary Pokemon.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if he's the last gym leader, and like, oh, wait, actually, this could work. It's a good marketing technique. We have a gym leader with a legendary Pokemon, and we just don't tell them that it's one of the lamer ones. This could actually be perfect. Trace was a champion, which might be disqualifying, but so was Blue, and he became a gym leader. But then wait, what happened with Trace and Blue, and where's Red and all this? Oh, no, the headache? The headache is back! Hop chooses to focus on becoming a Pokemon professor.
I remember all the Hop slander that Athena.
So, despite his clear talent, he has chosen a career path that is not focused on battling. Plus, his legendary Pokemon is like actually super overpowered. I feel like he beats Leon if the player is not involved. Although maybe Hop never gets the legendary if the player's not involved. Regardless, he wants to be a professor. Like, he's not gonna take the job. As mentioned, Marnie and Beat already have gym leader positions, so they are tied up, but Clara and Avery are a different story.
Ooh.
Both of them are aspiring
I could see both of them being gym leaders.
gym leaders, and in fact become gym leaders officially by the end of the events of the Crown Tundra.
I never finished that.
However, they're gym leaders in Galar's minor league, which does not count as existing gym leaders, it's the minors. And for them to move up to the majors, that would require both them excelling and an existing gym leader falling off. But, do I want them? They're kind of annoying. And they cheated at one point in that battle against the player. But again, you know, they were children, have grown up some, like, maybe they'd be fine. And then we reach the Paldea rivals, and things get tricky. Although I will say it's easy to
Dawn Thunder, thank you so much for the 17 months.
eliminate Nimona. She is way too strong. She is a champion ranked trainer. I cannot afford her. However,
She's kind of the goat.
other rivals like Arvin and Penny are children. And as I said, I cannot have that. Now, as I mentioned with the other children characters so far, I've accounted for the fact that they started their journeys a while ago. They've grown up by now. But like, the events of these games happened very recently. I feel like they actually might just still be children.
Yeah, I can see Arvin as a normal type gym leader for sure.
I'm not hiring children. To be safe and not have an international incident on my hands, I will not be considering any characters who are students during the events of the Paldea games. With one notable exception.
Ooh.
Drayton. Drayton is a member of the Brazilian butt lift. I mean,
I was gonna make a comment about Drayton, and then he said Brazilian butt lift, and I have no idea how to respond to that. Let's roll back the tape.
exception. Drayton. Drayton is a member of the Brazilian butt lift. I mean,
What is the context to that? What is the context? I don't understand the context. What is it?
a Blueberry League Elite Four at Blueberry Academy.
Yeah, Blueberry, the BBL. Not the BBL.
He was the league's champion at one point, but because it's just an intra-school league, that doesn't really count. He's also the grandson of Drayton, another gym leader, and thus battling is in his blood. And he is different from other student characters because while he's listed as a second year, he's had to repeat the same year 3 times.
Oh, geez.
If Blueberry Academy works like
I never played the DLC, so like this I don't know much.
an American school, which it likely does. I mean, it's in Unova. Unova's based on America. Then him being a second year or a sophomore would make him 15 or 16. And if he's repeated the same year 3 times, that would make him actually 17 or 18, which means by the end of the school year, he'll be a full-fledged adult, which means I could hire him.
Hey,
But-
a job straight after school? Not bad.
This does cause other problems. First off, the fact that he had to repeat years is proof of his laziness, which is not a stellar character trait for any.
Isn't Lacey also related to is it Clay? Mr. Cowboy Man? I don't know. Is that his name? It might not be Clay. I can't remember. But her dad. Yeah, Clay's daughter. Okay, there we go. I'm like, he's the guy with the Western fit. I don't know how that came out of Clay, but Lacey's pretty cool.
Job.
What the fuck was that accent, Poseidon?
But especially not one that's like, we're trying to get this league off the ground. The second problem is that at the end of the school year, he would still only be done with his second year. And again, if it's an American-based school, that means he's got 2 to go, which means I'd be hiring him before he finished high school. And like, I'd feel kind of weird about that.
I
like,
would
hey,
too.
come work for me, but drop out of high school. Like,
Yeah, don't do that.
could wait 2 years, but I don't want to do that. Drayton clearly has the talent, but there's quite a few off the field issues. For the next category of trainer to evaluate, we're going to Alola specifically. Those being the trial captains. While
Yeah,
a
'cause
Kahuna
they're technically not gym leaders.
position is essentially permanent and very tied to their home islands, trial captains are very different. They are explicitly teenagers and actually have to retire when they turn 20. And since Sun and Moon came out 8 years ago, Jesus,
Oh my
we
god.
can safely
What the heck? That's so long ago.
assume all of them have reached age 20, have graduated from their trial captain position, and are looking for employment. Let's take a look. Ilima is a straight A graduate of the trainer school and exceptionally skilled. He's clearly hardworking and responsible, traits that I appreciate in any employee. However, the most Pokemon he ever uses is 3, which is an odd limitation on himself. Is he intentionally holding back?
Sun and Moon
Or
is
does
10
he
this
lack-
year. No! Don't say that! I was baby back in 2016. I was a youngling. Oh god. Oh my god, that was 10 years ago.
The skill. Lana is in a similar boat. No pun intended. She's a water trainer boat, you get it. She's clearly responsible and capable and a doting older sister, but she also never uses more than 3 Pokemon. But Kiawe is a different story.
He's so
Unlike
cool. I remember his card in the TCG during the Sun and Moon area. It was a fun card.
the other 2, he competes in the battle tree. And while that caps teams to 4 in double battles mode, he uses 5 different species of Pokemon. 6 if you count the 2 Marowak forms separately. The battle tree is no joke, so he's clearly very talented. Additionally, a side quest in the Alola game sees him getting fired from his part-time job at the Mega Mart, which, to be clear, I'm not holding against him. He was a kid swamped with responsibilities, all of
Yeah.
them more important than working part-time at a Walmart, and I'm hiring.
Yeah, why was he working there in the first place? But, you know, maybe he was trying to make some extra money and they save, so I shouldn't have.
Gym leaders,
That's what I did.
not cashiers, okay? But after the battle, he says, my dream is to become a professional fire dancer. I've been saving up forever to go study dance abroad.
Oh.
Kiawe is a talented battler, deeply connected to his culture, who wants to travel to learn about other cultures. This is perfect. He could come to my region, be paid well to be the fire-type gym leader, and then in his off time, spread the wonders of
Does he get PTO, though?
his culture to my region while learning
Haha, get it? Getting fired? He's a fire type.
our own dance techniques. It's perfect. He wouldn't even have to save up. I'd pay him to do it.
Wait, so was he doing all the battle tree stuff for free? Is that why he was working in the store? Was he just doing that for free?
Kiawe is the strongest candidate so far. Mallow has similar battle capabilities as Kiawe. Like him, she normally only uses 3 Pokemon, yet uses 6 different kinds in the battle tree. She has the battling chops for sure, and as a cook, she could come to my region and enrich our local cuisine. However, unlike
I do like
Kiawe, her long-term aspirations appear to be closer to home. At one point, she tells the player, I've got my future all planned out. I mean, we have to move on from being captains when we turn 20 anyway. It may be ordinary, but I'm hoping to take over my family's restaurant. I think I could be an even better chef than my dad and big brother one day. So I would love to have her, but I'm not sure she'd want to come. Maybe she could do like a work study thing and like be gym leader and learn techniques from our region for like a while, but then I worried like she would just leave out.
I don't think her long-term career choice is to be a gym leader.
After a couple years, and like, I'm trying to set us up for the long term. Sophocles is an excellent candidate. While he does not compete in the battle tree, he does participate in title defense battles with a team of 5 Pokemon, meaning he's absolutely strong enough to be a gym leader. He's also a technological genius. Despite his young age at the time, Mullane trusts Sophocles to run the observatory, and Sophocles' inventions, while sometimes flawed, are still extremely impressive. He created Festival Plaza, which might be points against him, actually, but hey, like, he's grown up, like, he could have learned from the errors of that, and he could help expand the technological infrastructure of my region.
Just a kid.
With what he's learned from Festival Plaza. Acerola is an Elite 4 member.
I love her. I just got her hairstyle in PikuKen.
Somehow feels like she skipped several promotional steps. Like, I don't know if there's like some nepotism at play here. Maybe with like Nanu as her uncle, but like, I can't hire her. She's an Elite 4 member. Mina is an interesting one. She has the battling skill using a team of 5 high-level Pokemon at one point, but then it's a bit muddy about whether she's responsible enough for the job. In one universe, headache. She never ends up designing a trial that she is supposed to. But then in another, her trial connects the trial goer to all the other captains, indicating one of her skills being working in teams. And like, that's a super special and unique thing to have on a resume. Like, nobody ever has that. She's seen in Kanto as well, indicating an interest in travel, but she's also there for so long because she missed the boat back home. A worrisome lack of punctuality. Her paintings could enrich the arts scene of my region, though. I'll think about it. Next are some characters that are quite compelling because they're already gym trainers, just not like totally officially. The first is Koichi or Kiyo.
Can I be really honest with you, chat? I don't know who the fuck those guys are. I don't know who they are.
Explain. The fighting dojo in Saffron City competed with Sabrina's gym for who got to be the official gym in the city. Sabrina's type advantage let her win handily, so the fighting dojo was relegated to just a training facility. It offered a challenge to players, but it could not hand out badges. The leader of the dojo in the Kanto games is Karate Master Koichi, and he uses Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan in all the games but Let's Go, where he has just a Poliwrath. But then 3 years later in the Johto games, Koichi is gone. The fighting dojo is struggling, only having one student left, and the new leader, the Karate King, Kiyo, is training in Mount Mortar, and he also uses Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan. Sometime later, one of them, but it's unclear which one, has opened up a new fighting dojo in Lumio City, in a small apartment, and he only gets new students if he lies and says it's a dance studio. Ooh, yikes.
That is a yikes.
Not going well for these fighting dojo leaders. I also don't love how few Pokemon they use. But they do have experience running a gym-like facility, and who knows, maybe if Sabrina was a rock or ice type specialist instead of a psychic type specialist, then the fighting dojo would be the Saffron City gym. Maybe their expertise in running a kind of facility that just didn't get funding because it wasn't official, like, maybe they could build the fighting dojo of their dreams once they actually have the funding. And then there's another unofficial gym in the Alola region, the Cantonian Gym. It's really just a tourist attraction where you pay an entrance fee to challenge and fight a gym leader who has one measly Machoke or Machamp. But sometimes present in it is Ryuki, a dragon specialist rock star, seemingly with some amount of notoriety already,
some wild ass hair,
who not only battles you there, but fights in title defense battles. He's a very talented trainer, and crucially he says, once Alola gets a real Pokemon gym, I give you my word I'll become the dragon type leader. He's got interest, talent, and maybe fame?
A lot of motivation. Like, yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Hair. Yu-Gi-Oh! Ass hairstyle.
How many Instagram followers does he have? Like, that could bring a lot of attention to my league. And now for the final set of candidates, those who don't fit into any of the other categories I just mentioned. Green is a counterpart to Red and Blue in the Let's Go games, and obviously a capable trainer with a full
Love
team of
her.
6 high-level Pokemon. She is so weird, though. Like, she wants Mewtwo. She doesn't get Mewtwo, and then she, like, tries to make the player character her Pokemon. Like, literally throws Pokeballs at their head.
I forgot about this part. Okay. Oh my god.
That's weird.
That is very weird.
Feel like that could lead to some awkward workplace interactions.
Yeah.
Oh man, if she behaves like that towards a challenger, that's definitely gonna be a lawsuit. Yusin interested me at first with his passion for researching legendary Pokemon, but I don't think he's sufficiently demonstrated his battling capabilities. Never having more than 3 Pokemon, all of them just in the level 20s. This next one is kind of a deep cut, but you remember that family in the Hoenn games? The Win
No.
Straits? It's a pun. Winning straight. As opposed to winning gay. You fight 4 of them in a row, and after
Okay.
beating them, they brag about the son of the family, Vito, being incredibly skilled. You can actually encounter him later in the Victory Road, indicating significant skill to get there. Although his Shiftry's only attacking moves are Pound and Nature Power, so maybe not. But it's been a while. Maybe he's still a trainer. And maybe he's given his Shiftry a stab move. Colress is definitely a skilled trainer, and his scientific genius entices me, but even though he
I do love Colress.
hates Getsus now and was helpful in Alola, he was too deep in with Team Plasma for me to hire him. Like,
I don't know. I think he'd be a good gym leader.
that's a PR risk. Zinnia is an interesting but kind of an odd
so cool.
option. She absolutely has the talent. She uses Mega Salamence, and she's free. Not like free like money, like she's got free time. After helping the player team up with Mega Rayquaza to destroy the meteor headed for the planet, her grandmother tells her that she needs to find a new purpose, and then Zinnia just kind of vanishes. So like if I could find her, she might be looking for something to do. However, kind of like with Colress, she did work for an evil team. Either Magma or Aqua, depending on the... Oh, no, stop!
No, the
But that
headache!
involved intentionally helping them
Caleb, thank you
summon
for
the
the
primal
100
Pokemon to thus summon Rayquaza,
Please
so
living
again,
encyclopedia.
probably too big of a PR risk. Dexio and Cena are very good candidates.
Where are they from again?
They have a great resume, having worked as assistants to Professor Sycamore, and
okay.
ineffective, yet well-intentioned masked heroes. They've shown a willingness to travel, reappearing in Alola, and they're definitely skilled battlers. Dexio has a team of 5 at one point and competes in the battle tree, and while Cena doesn't have a team of 5, she also still competes in the battle tree as well. I think they are great candidates. However, if I hire one, I'm gonna
is definitely one of, I feel like, the cooler characters in Pokemon.
have to hire the other because they are definitely a thing. Like they are totally
dating.
together. They traveled to another region, just the 2 of them together. Like that, they are an item, and I refuse to break up this power couple. Swordward and Shieldbert, no.
I forgot how dumb their names are.
I cannot do this. They are just so lame. Yes, they learn from their error, their ways. They're skilled battlers. They could be like a duo steel specialist set of gym leaders, but like, my God, I cannot have that hair or their attitude
It is
working
really
for
dumb.
me or anywhere near me. Maybe if they got haircuts.
Yeah, they're kind of silly.
But even then, Swordward,
Swordward,
Shieldbert,
Shieldbert.
I'd never hear the end of it. And then, while I cannot hire students from Paldea, I can hire teachers. All of them
Miriam!
compete
Sorry, she's hot.
in the Academy
Mommy.
Ace tournament, demonstrating exceptional skill, but for non-battling reasons, some are better candidates than others. Time is a rock specialist and actually a former gym leader, but according to Bulbapedia, quote, she avoids questions relating to why she quit as a gym leader, as they make her fill up with nostalgia and sadness.
Oh, wait, that is very sad.
Damn. Well, guess not. Rhyfort is deeply into history, but seemingly mostly Paldea's. I worried she'd have no interest in the history of my region. I don't know what it is.
I haven't made it up yet, which doesn't really bode well for
Watch this be like a front for hiring Team Sky. Captain.
her having an interest
Just kidding. This video is not my perfect new gym leaders. My new Team Sky captain.
in it. Saguaro is the home ec teacher, but there's nothing that stands out about him outside of his battling. Miriam is the school nurse, but
Oh my goodness, she's so pretty.
wants to be a health instructor, so clearly her aspirations don't align with being a gym leader. Salvatore is the languages
Fair.
teacher, and he seems like a lovely, nice guy, and his focus on interconnecting cultures is appealing. It'd be tough to pick a type focus for him, though. I guess electric because he terastalizes his Raichu. Jacques is a renowned researcher and developer, and clearly likes to travel, having gone to Kitakami with the player. His terastallization indicates a psychic specialty, but considering his league clubroom team is half poison type, that might fit him better. He's got a really important position in Paldea, though, so I'm not really sure he'd want to leave. But the best
Fair.
teacher candidate is by far Dendra. She
Dendra
is
is
the
pretty
battle
sick.
studies teacher, which would make her amazing for growing the Pokemon training scene in my region. She also has a very clear fighting specialty, and she's only 25. Honestly, young people are more enticing hires for this position because they're less likely to be tied down, more willing to move abroad, and if they like the position, they'll be in it for a really long time. And also, as an added bonus, she's hot. Spirit.
Oh my goodness.
Hot spirited, like lots of energy, you know, good for like battling
She is pretty hot though.
motivation and stuff. And the final option is Perrin. She's here because she is just so talented.
Are you sure that is the only reason? Are you sure?
Photography. Could really help market the region with like some good like tourism bureau photos and stuff like that. Right, she doesn't have enough Pokemon, but you know, maybe we could overlook that for her. But now, after a long and grueling hiring search of conducting interviews, reading resumes and cover letters, conducting second round interviews, not actually reading those resumes and cover letters and just putting them through a faulty automated system that's just looking for keywords,
If there's a way to describe the job market in 2026, it would be that.
being generally vague about the salary and ghosting people after the third round interview,
The 2026 job market, everyone.
I am finally ready to announce my ideal team of 8 new gym leaders. Here they are. First is Kiawe as the fire leader. He's probably my favorite candidate in the entire search, and no one's competing with him for focusing on fire. He's a lock. Next is Dendra as the fighting leader. I might have gone for Koichi or Kyo, but Dendra is flat out more impressive, and she could improve the battling educational space. We need a trainer school. Maybe she's the headmaster. Next is Barry as a normal gym leader. Both him and Hugh are strong candidates and both would be normal leaders, but Barry has shown more interest in battling as a career, whereas Hugh's main goal seemed only to be to return his sister's purloin. A noble pursuit, but Barry's focusing on battling is better for this job. Next are Cena as the ice leader and Dexio as the psychic leader, respectively. They're both extremely qualified. While I do like Wally as a psychic leader too, Dexio is already a true psychic specialist, and with my choice of Cena, I cannot break this adorable couple up. Next is Clara as a
Fair.
poison gym leader. I've decided to give her the
I do like Clara a lot.
benefit of the doubt for her behavior when she was younger, and she's already got like a minor league gym leader position. Like that's really good. Silver would have also been a poison gym leader, but there's too much criminal baggage there, and as for Clara's counterpart Avery, Dexio is simply the more impressive candidate. Then I'd have Mina as the fairy gym leader. She travels, cares about team building, and could improve the region's arts. She's a little spacey sometimes, but no one's perfect. And then for the
Just adds to her little personality.
final spot, it's actually kind of tricky. My two favorite remaining candidates are Sophocles for electric and Ryuki for dragon. But I have
I would give it to Ryuki.
a problem. My Elite Four. Spoilers for that video incoming. So if you haven't seen that yet and want to
haven't
see
seen
how it
it.
ends, you should watch it now.
In that video, I chose for my Elite Four, Mullane with Steel, Iono with Electric, Karen with Dark, and Raihan with Dragon. But if Raihan denies the offer
That's a pretty banger Elite Four.
due to wanting to continue competing with Leon and Galar, my backup was Seabold with Water. Both Iono and Raihan overlap their type focuses with Sophocles and Ryuki. Gym Leader Elite Four type overlaps have happened before, but they're always under specific circumstances. First is the Indigo Plateau, which serves 16 gym leaders and thus was guaranteed to overlap. Second, the overlaps happen in regions where the champion has changed, specifically Hoenn and Unova. And then third was in Alola, where characters from earlier in the game are recruited to the Elite Four, although I guess none of them are technically gym leaders. Like Kahunas are kind of gym leaders, but not officially.
Yeah, they're not actually gym leaders.
Now,
they're in their own little category.
If Raihan denies my offer and Seabolt comes instead, then Ryuki fills in for Dragon and the roster is set. But Raihan is my first choice, so I have to figure out what I'll do if he accepts my offer. If he does, that means both Sophocles and Ryuki are overlaps. It's a tough situation, but I have a plan. I'm taking Sophocles with contingencies. Which I've just realized that kind of sounds like his brother. Like, oh, it's Sophocles and contingencies. First, I should clarify, Sophocles is a super strong candidate. His technological genius could advance the region forward in so many ways. And he would also get to reunite with Mullane, his cousin, and we saw in Ultra Sun and Moon how even a temporary separation made Sophocles cry. Option number one is just having the electric overlap between Sophocles and Iono. Maybe people are accepting of it and it ends up not being a big deal. But if the public's reaction is negative, we just pivot to giving Sophocles a different type. It can't be Steel since Mullane has that covered, so instead it's Rock. Sophocles uses Alolan Golem a lot, so this way he could keep his ace, then because of his work at the observatory, he could use other magnetic field or space-related rock types like Probopass, Lunatone, or Minior. Iron Thorns fits well too.
My little star baby.
If Paradox Pokemon become more commonplace. He may not be thrilled if this is necessary, but hey, he's gonna get to be closer to his cousin again, so.
And he gets a salary. And maybe PTO. And maybe health insurance.
Maybe he's not actually gonna care. So this is my final squad of
honestly, banger roster.
New gym leaders. Let me know yours down in the comments below, and if you wanna see how I came to my decision for my perfect Elite Four, check out this video here.
Hell yeah. Oh my goodness. Honestly, yeah, solid roster of sorry, I'm losing words. Solid roster of characters. Mikey's a good dude. I'd bank him on having PTO and health insurance for his employees. Yeah, I don't think he would take that away from them. I don't see a world where they don't get any of that. Anyways, that was fun. I actually really liked that video. We got another gym leader video. This one's quite old. This was 4 years ago, 2022. If gym leaders didn't have types, which I thought was pretty funny because we just watched the My Perfect New Gym Leaders video, and you know, we did change Sophocles type. But anyways, if gym leaders didn't have types by M&JTV.
Spooky fans, Michael here, and to this day,
the one old video where he doesn't look like a baby.
The only gym leader to not have a specific type specialty is Blue in the Johto games. Other gym leaders use Pokemon not of their specific type, but they're still considered to be specialists for a
Volter with a random ass
particular type. But what if every gym leader was like Blue? In this video, I'm gonna be giving full teams of 6 to every—
I guess it's not random. You know, if you bring a ground type, the Octillery can probably handle it.
Every gym leader, except Blue, that are type diverse. They'll keep their ace Pokemon, but then the rest of their team will be Pokemon from their regional decks that I think generally suit them without necessarily falling into their type category. Some types will overlap, but it shouldn't be more than 2 or 3 instances of the same type on one team. First up is Brock, and for him and the other Kanto gym leaders, I'll be selecting Pokemon from both Kanto and Johto. It makes for more interesting teams, but it also makes sense as post-game battles in the Johto games, like Blue. Brock's team would be his ace Steelix, evolved from Onix, Crobat and Fortress since he used them in the anime, Aerodactyl since the old Amber is from the Pewter Museum, Clefable because he likes to dig for fossils in Mount Moon, and Ditto since he wants to be a Pokemon breeder. And you can't really be a good Pokemon breeder without a Ditto. Next is
Yeah.
Misty. Her team would be her ace Starmie, then Togetic/Togekiss depending on the generation due to the one she had in the anime, Alakazam and Victory Bell since in most games Abra and Bellsprout are easily found near Cerulean Cape, her preferred date spot, Nidoqueen because it's blue and can learn Surf without actually being water type, and Dragonite since if she spent
a
enough time
lot.
in the water, she'd eventually find a Dratini. Next is Lieutenant Surge. His team would be his ace Raichu, and then the rest of his team would have something to do with his time in the military. Electrode because it's a bomb. I know he already uses
Oh,
Electrode at
Lord.
one point, but as long as I don't have too many electric types, I can snag other Pokemon that he uses. Pidgeot because he was a pilot. Machamp because he likes Pokemon with guts, and Machamp literally has that. Octillery because it's partially based on a tank, and Blastoise because it literally has guns. Next
That's
is
pretty
Erica.
sick.
Bulbapedia says she only collects Pokemon if she considers them attractive, though her definition of attractive seems to include varieties only a botanist could love,
So they're
which
just
I must
all
say is
plants.
quite the dig at Victory Bell, Vileplume, and Tangela.
Oh.
But in general, I'll try to give her pretty Pokemon. She keeps her ace Vileplume, then Rapidash, Blissey, and Seaking would be the quote-unquote pretty Pokemon. The last two would be Hypno and Snorlax, which I don't really count as pretty, but they work for her
Why Hypno? Why Hypno?
since she's often dozing off. Next is Koga. I know he's an Elite Four member in the Johto games, but I did say every gym leader. Also, I just want to say I would totally give him a
Fair.
Greninja if I had access to the whole natural decks, but I'm sticking with regional decks. I'll be giving him ninja adjacent Pokemon, or just mean and nasty Pokemon in general. According to Bulbapedia, he likes the despair and horror that poison-type Pokemon can inflict on others. Yikes. He keeps
That
his
is a
ace from the
yikes.
Elite Four Crobat, Fortress from his Elite Four team, Sneasel/Weavile depending on the generation due to its cruelty and stealthiness, Starmie because of Ninja Stars/Shurikens, Kabutops because of its built-in weapons that
Fair.
loosely remind me of kunai, and Hitmonlee to represent hand-to-hand combat. Plus its eyes look kind of like a ninja mask. Kind of. Next is Janine, Koga's daughter and another ninja, and thus someone who tends to use very similar
Are they gonna
Pokemon.
share the same Pokemon?
In fact, her team would be mostly the same, but her ace is instead
Okay.
Venomoth. And since she doesn't use Fortress, I'll put in another Pokemon that she uses, Ariados. Haha! It is I,
Good
Tip
boy.
here to regale you with a tale of a game that I have been loving lately.
Raid Shadow Legends.
I have to ask, is there any particular reason that as of late you've just been talking about your interests with me rather than stealing from me? To be clear, I much prefer this. I'm just confused. I've been getting my theft urges out by taking candy from babies. Grunty boy, that's awful. It's either you or them, pal. Anyways, the sponsor of this video is Ace Defender. It's a high-quality RPG masterpiece that combines
Not Raid Shadow Legends.
RPG battling with tower defense elements. It has 40 plus chapters and 48 heroes with more added all the time, all of which have deep backstories. And you can level up, combine, and equip gear to your heroes and create your perfect lineup. Wow, that sounds really fun. Oh, I haven't even told you about Brenda yet. Ace Defender has both PvE
Who's Brenda?
dungeons and trials and PvP combat arenas to fight other players. And you can speed up the gameplay to your liking. The new hero, Brenda the Demon Spear, does well in both game modes, having the ability to deal massive damage, limit the opponent's damage, and recover health on her own. Aw, good for Brenda. I know she's killing it. Literally. There's also a mysterious new world called Realm of Deities available soon, where you can build your castle, develop technology, and train soldiers to conquer the city for endless
Hell
treasures.
yeah.
On the map,
This low-key reminds me of this one game I used to play called Valkyrie Crusade. Rest in peace, that game. I don't know, any Valkyrie Crusade people in chat? I know it's such an old game, so probably most of you haven't played it, but I remember it! I love that game. Kayla, thank you for the 5 bits. Grunty Boy probably falls for his own.
you can defeat all kinds of monsters, fight with allies, and gain power through magical research. Ooh, and let me guess, newcomers who download the game using the link in the description below will get some really awesome stuff. Specifically, 10 Royal Recruit tickets after completing levels 2 through 8. You can use the tickets by clicking the Sky City, then Tavern, then Recruit 10 times.
And we
Hey,
got
I
a
thought I was
gotcha.
doing this. Oh, it just looked fun, so I wanted to participate. Fair enough.
Fair.
Anyways, be sure to go download Ace Defender using the link in the description below. And now I'm off to go play the game myself. Just don't take any more candy from babies on the way, all right? Ugh, fine. I'll steal candy from adults. Ta-ta! Next is Sabrina. She would of course keep her ace
We love
Alakazam,
her.
and then she'd have Venomoth because for some reason she uses one on multiple occasions. Next would be Hitmonchan. Since she did crush the fighting gym, thus turning it into the fighting dojo, she'd get one as a reward. Next would be Ninetales, since it can supposedly understand human speech, lay 1,000-year curses, and be literally a fusion of 9 wizards, apparently.
I forgot about that.
Weird.
Valkyrie Crusade mentioned the first game I said to pull stuff. I paid to pull stuff for. Dude, save! Dude, save!
But also definitely fits the Sabrina vibe. Honestly, I feel like Ninetales should have been Psychic or Ghost type from the beginning. The last two would be Gengar, since she ends up with Ash's Haunter in the anime, and Sudowoodo. In Black 2 and White 2, she is an actress, and Sudowoodo's whole thing is acting. Next is Blaine, a scientist who would therefore use science-related Pokemon, aka Pokemon that the scientist trainer class uses. He has Arcanine and Rapidash, since his ace differs between the Kanto and Johto games. Then the scientist-related Pokemon would be Magneton/Magnezone, depending on the version, Weezing, Porygon 2, and Electrode. The final Kanto gym leader is Giovanni, since remember that Blue already has a diverse team. Giovanni's team would be his ace Rhydon, then Kangaskhan, Persian, and Murkrow/Honchkrow, depending on the generation, all three being non-ground types that he uses at least once. The last two would be Arbok and
makes a lot
Hypno,
of
two
sense.
commonly used
This is probably the team that makes the most sense to me.
Team Rocket grunt Pokemon. Next up is Johto. First up is Falkner. He keeps his ace Pidgeot, and then he'd have Victory Bell as an homage to Violet City's Sprout Tower, Gengar since it's found at Sprout Tower, Heracross since it's found near Violet City and he would like that it can fly, Muk since he regularly visits Celadon City where it's found, and Porygon
Fair.
2 or Porygon Z since he could get it at the Celadon Game Corner. Next is Bugsy. He keeps his ace Scizor, and then he
Bugsy.
has
Give them just all bugs.
Slowbro evolved from a Slowpoke that he caught in the nearby Slowpoke well. Then the rest of his team would be Pokemon that would be helpful with camping, since he's dressed like a Boy Scout. Magmar or Magmortar for making campfires, Ampharos as a light source, Delibird to carry food and keep it cold, and Blissey for any first aid.
This is a wild ass team. I don't know.
Next up is Whitney, a gym leader well known for having terrible taste in Pokemon. So for team
Name a person that hates Whitney more than M&JTV.
were type diverse, it would reflect that. She keeps her Vile Ace Miltank, and then she also uses
Vile Ace is fucking crazy.
Jinx, Lickitung/Licky Licky, Mr. Mime, and Delibird. 4 other Pokemon from Kanto and Johto that I do not like. She'd also use an Azumarill, a water type that I do not dislike, but it represents the tears from the tantrum she throws when losing. Next is
Oh my
Morty.
goodness.
He keeps his ace Gengar and then would use Raticate, Weezing, Crobat, Kingler, and Magmar/Magmortar,
I like
Pokemon
this
you can
one.
find in the Burned Tower, a place Morty frequents for his research. Next is Chuck. He keeps his ace Poliwrath
like
and then would
Chuck.
have Golem as a boulder he can practice lifting. Then Tentacruel, since it and Tentacool are the only surf Pokemon in Cianwood. Wobbuffet, since it's literally a punching bag. Tauros, because I feel like stopping its charges would be a training method he would like to use. And Scizor, because I think it would be a good Pokemon for him to spar with, provided it keeps its pincers closed. Next is Jasmine. She would have her ace Steelix, Amphi the Ampharos, Rhydon/Rhyperior since she apparently used to train rock types, Mantine since she appears in Sunny Shore City and Mantike is caught nearby, Electrode because her affinity for Magnemites means she likely has a fondness for round electric type Pokemon, and Kingler since it's easily found in Olivine City. Next is Price. He keeps his ace Piloswine or Mamoswine depending on the version, then uses Gyarados due to the nearby Lake of Rage, Machamp to carry him when his elderly joints get sore, which is not weird to say, Machamp literally carries you in a low line.
I mean, I would let Machamp carry me if my joints were sore, all right? I won't judge.
Plus, Machoke can be found in wintry climates, particularly in Sinnoh, Ninetales because of its supposedly long lifespan, Blastoise since Wartortle is a symbol of longevity and popular among older people, and Crobat since it's found in the Ice Path. Next is Claire. She
My
uses her
beloved.
ace Kingdra along with the Gyarados, Aerodactyl, and Charizard she already uses at some point or another. She then would have Tyranitar and Steelix, other reptilian-ish Pokemon that have somewhat of a dragon vibe to them. Now,
It's when I get that, like, from Steelix? I don't know.
On to Hoenn, where I'll be using the Oris Hoenn decks for simplicity's sake. First up is Roxanne. She keeps her ace Nosepass / Probopass, and then Cacturn, Flygon, and Sandslash.
Okay.
Roxanne has shown a clear love for fossils, so I think she'd end up with at least some of the desert Pokemon, since that's a good place to find fossils. Speaking of fossils, I think she should have one of the 2 Hoenn fossils, Armaldo specifically. It's a rock type she's used before, but this is the only one beyond her ace. Finally would be Alakazam. She's an honors student, and Alakazam is very smart. Next is Brawly. He keeps his ace Hariyama, then would use Gyarados and Wailord, 2 Pokemon skilled at making the big waves he'd need to practice his surfing. He'd also use Crobat, Alakazam, and Aggron. He trains a lot in Granite Cave, and the base forms of these Pokemon are found there. Next is Watson. He keeps both his aces, Magneton / Magnezone and Manectric, but I personally believe Manectric is the only Pokemon that ever should have been his ace. Probopass is next due to the magnetic fields in New Mauville, Tentacruel and Wailord due to inhabiting C Mauville, and Machamp, which would have been helpful in the New and C Mauville construction projects. Next is Mommy,
Come again?
Flannery in the New and C Mauville construction projects. Next is Mommy, Flannery. She keeps her ace Torkoal plus Camerupt because I feel like one extra fire type is fine. Then she would have Machamp and Grumpig caught on the Jagged Pass, Azumarill since Marill can be caught nearby in Emerald, and it can learn Scald to help maintain the hot springs. Then finally Solrock to represent her Sunlight strategy. Next is Norman. Slacking sticks around, and then he'd
the most normal guy.
have Starmie since it could be found in Olivine City, where he and the player's family moved from. He'd also have Hariyama since his gym reminds me of a dojo, and then using Swellow, Crawdaunt, and Mightyena after that. Pokemon available in and around Petalburg. Next is Winona. She keeps her ace Altaria, and then she'd have Sceptile due to the jungle of Fortree, Flygon since it can fly without actually being a flying type, Kecleon since they're everywhere around Fortree, Castform since I feel like she'd visit the Weather Institute and they'd give her one,
Hail yeah!
and Absol because it appears nearby on Route 120. Next
You
is
just can't help it, he's into redheads or real.
and Liza. They keep Solrock and Lunatone since they both need their aces for it to make sense. Then Plusle and Minun, another pair of Pokemon, and then finally I'd give them Sharpedo and Wailord, 2 Pokemon easily found in Moss Deep. Next is Wallace. Wallace excels in contests, so he'll use pretty contesty Pokemon. Basically Pokemon with the same vibe as Milotic, his ace. Roserade, Gardevoir, Delcatty, Ninetales, and Masquerain.
This makes
Masquerain
a lot of
isn't
sense.
as pretty as the other ones, but it is flashy.
I think Masquerain's very pretty.
Finally for Hoenn is Juan, who would basically be in the same situation, just replace Milotic with his ace Kingdra. Now for Sinnoh, and I'll be selecting from the Platinum Sinnoh decks, the only good one. Rourke keeps his ace Rampardos, Golem from his team and Orberg Mine, Crobat from Orberg Mine, Machamp and Rapidash from Route 207 near Orberg, and Golduck from Orberg Gate. Next is Gardenia. She would have her ace Roserade plus Gengar from the old chateau. She's gotten over her fear of ghosts, I've decided. Golduck, which can be caught in Eterna.
You've decided.
And Beautifly, Lopunny, and Honchkrow from Eterna Forest, which is where I assume she got her Budew. Next is Maylene.
Fair.
She keeps her ace Lucario, then adds Frostlass since she likes to trek through the cold herself, Snorlax since she is amusingly a big eater despite her size, Ambipom because her hairstyle reminds me of its ears, Scizor as a
I can kind of see that.
fighting sparring partner like I gave to Chuck, and for Defog going through the segment of Mount Coronet to get to Snowpoint, and Bronzong since it's found in that same part of Mount Coronet. Next is Wake. He keeps his ace Floatzel, then has Machamp, Electivire, and Snorlax, which are big and wrestler-like, which fits since Wake is a wrestler. Staraptor and Yanmega are the last 2, since both can be found in the Great Marsh and can learn Defog, which Wake uses to keep the fog out of Pastoria. Next is Fantina. She has her ace Mismagius, but then she also has Driftblim, since that's her ace
Yeah, no, those 2 make the most sense.
in contests. Since she is a contest star, she would use cute or pretty Pokemon, like Milotic, Lopunny, Pachirisu, and Blissey. Milotic is there because of Wallace, but the other 3 are evolved forms of Pokemon allowed into Amity Square. Next is Byron. He would keep his ace Bastiodon, and then have Crobat and Golem from the interior of Iron Island, Pelipper and Tentacruel from the outside of Iron Island, and to potentially transport him between Canalave and the island, and then Machamp for dealing with obstacles within Iron Island.
Damn, I feel like a lot of the gym leaders have Machamp.
I know they all have to do with Iron Island, but like, the dude lived there. Next is Candace. She gets to have both Frostlass and Abomasnow since she's had both as aces. She also gets Metacham, a non-ice Pokemon she has used before.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure she's used Metacham before. Also, Ricardo, thank you so much for the 13 months. Appreciate it, thank you.
Since she controls,
we are gonna be hitting over or under an hour on the timer pretty soon.
access to Snow Point Temple, she's also definitely been in there and caught Pokemon there, like Crobat and Steelix. She also likes fashion and romance, so Lopunny fits with that. Finally, for
Lopunny
now is Volkner.
Say the line. Guys, what's that gym leader's name? What is that gym leader's name? Grameenzy, thank you so much for the Prime sub. I appreciate it. Thank you.
He has both his aces, Luxray and Electivire, plus Ambipom and Octillery from his team. Volkner is one of those gym leaders that has a specific type specialty, but then also has a weirdly diverse team.
Thank you so much for the one gift.
Like Ambipom and Octillery, weird that they're there, but made my job easier for this video. His last two would be Bronzong and Machamp.
We started the hype train as well.
Two Pokemon that would be helpful in assembling his gear gym puzzles. Now on to Unova, picking from the Black 2, White 2 Unova decks. The first gym leader is actually three, Silent, Chili, and
What the freak? Canvix, thank you for the 10. Let me out! Let me out!
Cress. Since these characters are basically the same person just 3 times,
Please.
I'm giving one team to all 3 of them and just swap.
No, we shall not. Anonymous, thank you for the 10 gifted. Please, chat! VB, thank you for the 10 gifted. We're almost back up to 3 hours.
About the monkey. They'd have Stoutland since
I thought we were gonna try to end today.
they use Lillipup in the gym, Crustle and Stunfisk since Silent uses them in the anime.
Ooh, I do love Crustle. Thank you guys for the level 6 hype train.
And then some Pokemon that would help with cooking. Skarmory for its feathers, which can be made into swords, or kitchen knives, and Vanillix, so they never have to worry about their ice maker breaking down. Next is Lenora. She
Let's just rely on a Pokemon to just give us
has
ice.
her ace Watchog, and then Archeops
That damn fuck ass Watchog.
and Caracosta, since she gives out the fossils in Black 2 and White 2. Then Dragonite, since the museum has
I'm just looking at the timer and I'm just like, how are we back up to almost 3 hours?
Dragonite Skeleton, and Seismitoad and Conkeldurr from nearby Pinwheel Forest. Next is Charon, who's in a unique position since while he doesn't use a diverse team as a gym leader, he did use one as a rival. His ace Stoutland stays, and then the rest of his team are from his time as a rival. Liepard, Unpheasant, Gigalith, Haxorus, and then one of the monkeys.
Perfect.
Next is Roxy. She keeps her ace
She's so cool. She's actually one of my favorites from Black and White 2.
Scolipede, then has sound-related Pokemon since she's a rocker. Audino, Wigglytuff, Seism...
Brother! Phoebe, thank you for the 10 gifted. How much to get? Over 3? Never mind.
Toad, Bronzong, and Maractus. Next is Berg. I would love to give him Smeargle, but it's...
Michaela, hi! I hope you're having a good day. I love you. I hope you're well.
not in the Unova Dex.
Cake of the
He
day,
keeps his
German
ace...
chocolate bomb cake. That sounds amazing. Although I can't have that. Crying.
Vanny, then also has Muck and Raticate from the Castelia sewers, then has Unpheasant, Sock, and Lilligant caught in Pinwheel Forest.
Ooh.
He regularly travels back to Nacreen City, where he's from, so it would make sense that he would catch Pinwheel Forest Pokemon while passing through. Next is Elisa. She keeps her ace Substrika,
She's so hot.
and then the rest of her Pokemon are ones I could see a supermodel using. Superior for its vanity, Leavanny since it can make clothes,
Yes.
Lopunny and Ninetales for being pretty, and
Gardevoir.
Zoroark for
Okay.
changing its appearance. Next is Clay. His team would be his ace Excadrill and then Pokemon found in Twist Mountain, which he owns. Gigalith, Swoobat, Conkeldurr, Heatmore, and Beartick. Next
Makes
is Skyla.
sense.
She
What
keeps her
Pokemon
ace
gen did you
Swanna,
start
then
with?
has
I started with
Beheeyem
Gen
and
4.
Chandelure from the Celestial Tower, which she visits at times, then Haxorus, Golduck, and Altaria from the Nature Preserve. If she's the only person that can fly there, she would definitely catch stuff there. Next is Bryson. He keeps his ace Beartick and then has Golurk and Druddigon from Dragon Spiral Tower. His other 3 Pokemon are ones he uses as an actor in Pokestar Studios: Mandibuzz, Escavalier, and Bisharp. Next are
Makes
Drayden
sense.
and Iris, which I'll be lumping together since in Black and White they had the same teams. They keep their ace Haxorus and then have Archeops, Aggron, and Lapras from Iris's champion team. We can add on Crocodile and Seviper, some more reptilian and therefore somewhat dragon-like Pokemon. Finally for Unova is Marlin. It's tough to give him a non-water type team that fits
Then just give it to him.
since his whole thing is that he's a swimmer, so instead it makes sense to give him Pokemon that live nearby Humilau. His ace Jellicent, then Electros, Swoobat, and Gigalith from Seaside Cave, and then Amoonguss and Mienshao from Route 22. Also, I haven't said it yet, you should subscribe. It'd be great. Go ahead. Next is Kalos. In previous videos, I've talked about how the Kalos gym leaders should have had Mega Evolutions, at least the later.
I think it's the second half when you get introduced to Mega Evolutions. I think it's kind of diabolical that you kind of don't get any of it.
Ones should have, but I'm not going to worry about it for this video since these teams are never gonna happen, so I'm not gonna shoehorn myself into having to give them a Mega. First is Viola. Since she's a photographer, I like to think she'd spend a lot of time in the neighboring routes taking pictures of and catching the wild Pokemon there. Her team would be her ace Vivian, plus Pyroar, Lucario, Azumarill, Roserade, and Dunsparce. All Pokemon whose
like
base
that
forms
one.
are found in the routes bordering Santaloon City. After that is Grant. He keeps both Aurorus and Tyrantrum since neither one of the base forms is the clear ace in the gym battle. The rest of his Pokemon will be Poliwrath, Machamp, Druddigon, and Electivire. Grant is a rock climber, and all these Pokemon can learn rock climb. Next is Corina. She keeps her aces Mega
That's the criteria.
Lucario and Halucha, one being her true ace in my eyes, and the other one just being her random gym battle ace. After that would be Mr. Mime, since it's in the Reflection Cave and its invisible walls could be used as skating ramps, and then Talonflame, Alakazam, and Weavile. Karina's love of skating clearly shows a preference for going fast, and these Pokemon are quite fast. Next is Ramos. He keeps his ace Go-Goat, then would have Pokemon that would assist him in his life as an elderly gardener. Scizor to trim excess growth, Vaporeon to water plants, Diggersby to help till soil, Volcarona to provide sunlight even on cloudy days, and Machamp to both carry Ramos when he gets tired and move any heavy pots should the need arise. Next is Clement. He would keep his ace Heliolisk, then have Alakazam for its intelligence to help him with his inventions, Probopass to help with the magnetism he clearly has to deal with, Noivern for a quick transport to the top of the Prism Tower, Conkeldurr to help with construction of the physically larger inventions, and Rotom for machine possession. I know it's another electric type, but he doesn't have one as of now.
I mean, Rotom is an electric type, but can transform into basically other appliances that have other types, so I'd let this one slide.
And it would 100% help him out, provided that it's obedient. Next is Valerie. Bulbapedia
Rotom, the most unobedient Pokemon.
claims that she appears to have a deep appreciation for all that is beautiful, so this will be
Fashion.
another team of pretty Pokemon. Just without my Loduk this time because it's not in the Kalos decks.
Thank you
Her
guys
team is
for
her
the
ace
level 8 hype train. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Sylveon, then Vivian, Roserade, Starmie, Altaria, and Aurorus. Next
Perfect.
is Olympia. I wanted to give her a team of Pokemon associated with space, but the problem is that space Pokemon tend to be psychic type. In fact, the only one that's not a psychic type, and not Palkia, is Clefable, and that's not even in the Kalos decks. Instead, I'll go with Pokemon found near Anastar City. She has her ace female Meowstic, then Mamoswine to navigate the neighboring Route 17, and then a Conkeldurr, Torkoal, and Aggron from the neighboring Route 18,
such an odd team.
and then a Starmie. I know it's another psychic type, but it's space related and she doesn't use one, and I
it's a
wanted to give
water
her
type
one.
as
Finally,
well.
for Kalos is Wulfric. Since he frequents and cares for Pokemon in the Pokemon Village, I think his team would be made up of Pokemon adopted from there. His initial ace
Okay.
Avalugg, followed by
Hi,
Zoroark,
Mr. Master.
Amoonguss, Noctowl, Gothitelle, and
Hello, stupid
Ludicolo.
fashion
Next is
man.
Alola, which does not have gym leaders, but like I've done with previous gym leader focused videos, I'll treat the Kahunas as gym leaders for the sake of this video. And I'll be
Fair,
selecting
I
teams from the
guess.
most expanded regional decks, which is Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. First is Hala. He keeps his ace Crabominable, then has Decidueye, Incineroar, and Primarina. Since he's the
Just
one to
all the
provide the starter
starters.
Pokemon, I like to think he has access to more and could fully train them. Then as Melee Island Kahuna, he would use Melee Island
Mini-Art doesn't come until a gen later, so I don't think that counts.
Pokemon, like
He's not
Snorlax and
gonna include
Salamence, 2 Pokemon only on Melee Island and none of the other ones. Next is Olivia. She keeps her ace Midnight Lycanroc, then has Alolan Dugtrio due to Diglett's tunnel being near her home of Coney City. Like Hala, I want to give her Pokemon only found on her island, Akala Island, those being Lantern, Noctowl, Zarina, and Magmortar. Next is Nanu. He keeps his ace Alolan Persian, then has an Arcanine. He's a police officer and Growlithe is the most commonly used police Pokemon. Like with the other 2 Kahunas, I'll fill out his team with Pokemon only found on his native island. Golurk, Manectric, Fortress, and Drampa. Finally is
Drampa.
Hapu. She keeps her ace Mudsdale, then has Sudowoodo, Machamp, and Miltank. Ugh, I know. All Pokemon
Does he hate Miltank or does he hate Whitney? I can't tell.
found around her house on Ancient Pony Path. The last 2 Pokemon will be Pony Island only Pokemon, Alolan Executor, and Wailord. And now finally, Galar.
It'd be funny if
I'll
he
be
just gave her all just ponies.
selecting their teams from Pokemon in the original Galar dex, plus Pokemon from the expansion pass dexes, since we've seen that the gym leaders are very clearly capable of traveling to the Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra. Milo is first, keeping his ace Eldegoss. His ace is Flapple or Appleton in later battles, but it's only one or the other depending on the version, and I think I'm just gonna cut those because it gets too confusing. He then would have Dubwool and Boltund, evolved forms of the Pokemon seen in the gym and on the farms. He'd then have the Crawdaunt that can be found in Turfield's River, Diggersby to help till soil, and Corviknight to help scatter seeds from the air.
like this
Next is
one.
Nessa. She keeps her ace Gigantamax Dreadnought, then has a Galarian Stunfisk from nearby Galar Mine number 2, Toxtricity because the statues in Hulbury inspired her to get her own, I've decided, and Pokemon that go along with her modeling career, Zarina, Ninetales, and Gardevoir. Next is Kabu. He keeps his ace Gigantamax Cinescorch, but then since he's from Hoenn, he would use Hoenn native Pokemon to remind him of home. Shiftry, Pelipper, Gardevoir, Flygon, and Absol. Next is B. She keeps her ace Gigantamax Machamp, then would have Wobbuffet to train on as a punching bag, then Drapion, Haxorus, Hippowdon, and Dusknoir. All Pokemon found near Stow-on-Side with strong physical attack, which is her preferred style. Next is Alistair. He keeps his ace Gigantamax Gengar, and while I think B would be more drawn to Pokemon on Route 6, I think Alistair would be more drawn to Glimwood Tangle, using Indeedee, Hatterene, Passimian, and Shiinotic. I do think he would get one Pokemon from Route 6 though, Torkoal, whose smoke he could use to escape people giving him the attention that he desperately does not want. Next is Opal. She keeps her ace Gigantamax Alcremie, then has Lantern and Malamar since Chinchou and Inkay can be found hanging around Balanlea. Oranguru from Glenwood Tangle also fits her well, and Trevenant is another Pokemon from there that doesn't overlap. Finally, I'll give her Blissey. She loves pink, and it's a pink Pokemon that's not fairy
You know what I would have liked? I would have liked to see like a mushroom Pokemon, like Parasect.
type. Next
Because her town or her city is just full of mushrooms.
is Gordy. He keeps his ace Gigantamax Colossal, then uses Pokemon from the area surrounding Sirchester. I think Sandaconda, Phalanx, Conkeldurr, Kingler, and Dusknoir suit him best. I intentionally didn't give him any ice types, since apparently he and his mother Melanie are not on the best of terms, so I feel like he wouldn't really want to use her type.
But his mom is hot as fuck.
Hi, this line is gonna sound different because I accidentally skipped Melanie during the first recording, so now I'm recording this line at home. Melanie keeps her Gigantamax Lapras, then also uses Pokemon from around Sirchester, just no rock types, for the same reason Gordy didn't use ice types. Golurk, Mandibuzz, Bronzong, Gastrodon, and Pincurchin.
Next is Piers. His team is easier to build, just Pokemon capable of making a lot of noise. His ace Obstagoon, a low-key Toxtricity that he already uses, Rillaboom, Exploud, Noivern, and Seismitoad. Next is Raihan, who already uses a diverse roster of Pokemon. His ace Gigantamax Duraludon, along with Sandaconda, Gigalith, and Torkoal. All Pokemon he uses at some point or another, covering more than half his team without overlapping a single type. Since he likes using weather strategies, I'll fill out his last 2 Pokemon with a Rain Summoner and a Hail Summoner, Pelipper and Abomasnow. Next is Bede. He keeps his ace Gigantamax Hatterene, and although it overlaps, I wanted to keep one Pokemon from his time as a Psychic Specialist rival, Gothitelle. I'll add on Copperajah too, since after borrowing Roses, I feel like he would appreciate its ability to shatter ancient relics. Since he tends to use more feminine designed Pokemon, I think Milotic, Zarina, and Salazzle would finish out his team well with a nice fire, water, grass core. Finally is Marnie. I don't really feel a need to do Clara and Avery since they're only in the minor leagues and they're more rivals
They kind of, yeah, they don't really count.
than gym leaders at this point, so it's like, you're annoying anyways. Marnie keeps both her aces
I like Clara.
of Gigantamax, Grimmsnarl, and Morpeko, since Morpeko is her ace for the battles before the Champions Tournament. She also uses a Toxicroak a lot. I then think she'd go for Pokemon found around Spikemyth. Berserker, Jellicent, and Avalugg. And there we have it, type diverse teams for every gym leader.
Let's go!
I get why they have type specialties, but I think it'd be interesting to see a game where the gym leaders don't. Let me know which
They're
gym
just
leader team was your
cool, unique trainers. I feel like that would also amp up the difficulty more, wouldn't it?
favorite in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching, with an extra special thanks to my patrons over on Patreon, who are helping support my channel independent of fluctuating YouTube ad rates. You can help support me in the same way. The link is in the description below. Also, if you want to check out some more of my fun Pokemon content, I recommend these videos here. All right, that's all I have for now. So until next time, fans. Gotta catch them all.
I love the Mike Wazowski.
Greetings.
Sorry. I liked how the Mike Wazowski icon was covering, like, I meant like Mike Wazowski as icon covering him. Gotta catch them all. No, it was a fun video. I think there were some questionable choices, but who am I to question the Pokemon encyclopedia? Am I right? Who am I to judge the Pokemon encyclopedia? Anyways, we have one more video left for today. If every region had every type gym leader, hold up, wait, how many types are there now? At least, what, 15? I don't know the exact number, okay? I know I'm a fake Pokemon fan. How many Pokemon types are there? 18. So we have Bug, Dark, Dragon, Electric, Fairy, Fighting, Fire, Flying, Ghost, Grass, Ground, Ice, Normal, Poison, Psychic, Rock, Steel, and Water. That is a lot of types. So if every region had every type gym leader, this was 4 years ago, so the newest type was, what, technically it's Stellar, but Stellar's not really a type. I mean, it is a type, but it's not like an official type. 18 gym leaders per region? That's a lot of gym leaders. Anyways, if every region had every type gym leader by M&JTV.
Had gym leaders representing every type. In this video, I'm gonna be making teams for those fictional gym leaders. I wanna thank Benjamin Adams for suggesting this video idea, and I wanna thank you for subscribing, because you clearly already have.
It's Baby Mikey. I failed to say that. It is Baby Mikey. Also, thank you for the hydrate check.
Right? Right? First, we'll start with Kanto, and going in alphabetical order, the first unrepresented type is Bug. The Bug Gym Leaders team would be Butterfree, Beedrill, Venomoth, Parasect, and their ace would be Pinsir, since Bugsy's ace
Poor Parasect.
is Scyther.
Listen, I'm sorry. I'm like Poptopia pilled right now and hearing the little Paris's little dialogue where he's like, I just keep eating, but for some reason I'm still hungry. Not knowing that there's a parasite on his back just eating everything like a tapeworm. Oh my god.
All the teams I make today will be teams of 5 Pokemon, assuming that gym leader is the 8th and final gym leader. That way you can convert them to one of the earlier gym leaders simply by removing and unevolving some of their Pokemon. Next up is Dark, which is a problem since Kanto doesn't have any Dark types. That means that the only way to make a Dark type gym leader work in Kanto is to make them, well, a foreign exchange gym leader from the Alola region. 2 Alolan Raticates, Alolan Persian, Alolan Grimer, and their ace, Alolan Muck. It ain't pretty, but it's all I can do. Next up is Dragon, and this brings up something that's going to occur several times throughout this video. That type doesn't have a gym leader in that region, but it does have another prominent specialist. For most of these, I'll quickly say, yeah, a gym leader of that type would have the same team as the Elite Four member. So a Dragon gym leader in the Kanto region would have the same team as Lance does. However, if there are any changes I would make to that other specialist team, I'll let you know.
it is I,
Good
Grunty
day,
Boy.
boy.
What do you want?
I am in need of some durable phone cases because I didn't
Bring
have one on my
Shadow
previous
Legends.
phone, and well,
You dropped it?
no,
Yes.
I handed it to Eradicate and it dropped it. Should have known their little claws weren't dexterous enough.
Sounds like you need a case from Casetify, the sponsor of this video.
Ooh.
Casetify makes phone
I
cases
do like Casetify.
that are slim yet protective.
They have some
Engineered
cool
with a
cases.
two-layer construction of their Chi-Tech material, the impact cases are drop test approved for 6.6 feet.
Ooh, that
That's a lot
sounds
of feet.
nice. Let me try it out.
Hey, how did you get one of my cases? Also,
Oh.
is your phone pink?
It's light red.
That's what pink is.
It's light red. Now let me drop test it. Wow, it works.
That's
Imagine
not the only benefit
it's correct. Imagine it's correct. Hi, Midnight Castle.
of Casetify cases. They come in a ton of designs, allowing you to pick your favorite color or print. You can even customize a case with a custom phrase.
This one says "Hail yeah," and this one
That is
says
so funny.
"Go Team Sky."
Let's
You're
go.
quite fond of yourself, aren't you?
Self-love is healthy, as is
Real.
love of the environment. Casetify cases are made with 65% recycled materials and shipped in
So
100%
happy to see the timer higher. Crying emoji. Crying emoji.
recycled packaging, made with recycled paper and non-toxic soy ink. Also, their new Defensify antimicrobial coating eliminates 99% of bacteria.
Excellent. I'll take all of yours.
How about
Oh.
instead, you just buy your own? If you head to casetify.com/MandJTV, linked in the description below, you'll get 15% off your new favorite phone case.
Okay,
pretty
I'll do that
sick.
for the new iPhone 13. Clearly need a Casetify case.
Oh my god, how long ago was this?
Is for that.
Actually, I do know how much. It's like, what, 4 years ago? Almost 5 years ago.
Oh, and also they make Nintendo Switch cases too, right? Have
Do
to
they
get myself
really?
one of those.
I did not know that.
But I'm still going to take all of yours. Ta-ta!
Okay.
Ugh. Anyways, thanks so much to Casetify for sponsoring this video, but now, let's get back to it. Next up is Fairy, a type obviously unrepresented
Turquoise Eye,
previously.
thank you so
Their
much for
team
the
would be 2
25
Wigglytuffs,
bucks.
2 Mr. Mimes, and an Ace Clefable. Obviously, there are undesirable repeats, which we can actually remove if we allow the gym leader to bring in regional variants, specifically Ninetales, Rapidash, and Wheezing. I'm not really sure we should do that though, so let's just stick with the
But
repeating
you did do that last time.
team. Next up is Fighting, already represented by the Elite Four member Bruno. His team is really dumb though. 2 Onyxes? Why?
Question mark,
A
question
proper
mark,
Fighting
question
Leaders
mark.
team would match Bruno's, but replace the Onyxes with Primeape and Poliwrath. Next is Flying. Their team would be Fearow, Dodrio, Farfetch'd, Golbat, and an Ace Pidgeot. I know Falconer uses Pidgeotto as his ace, like next door, but I still want to make Pidgeot the ace because it has the highest base stat total of all the other flying types that I discussed. Besides, Falconer should have had a Johto Pokemon as his ace anyway. I talk about that in another video. Next is Ghost, which is super limited due to Gengar being the only fully evolved one. For the sake of simplicity, the Ghost leader should probably just have the same team as Agatha, the Ghost type Elite Four member. Next is Ice, which would have the same team as Lorelei. You could bring in an Alola form instead of Slowbro, but that complicates things and doesn't work in the older games. Next is Normal. Their team would be Lickitung, Chansey, Kangaskhan, Tauros, and an Ace Snorlax. Snorlax is the clear
Snorlax
ace choice
being the ace is pretty banger.
here due to being the strongest by a large margin.
But you could also argue Kangaskhan could be an ace because Kangaskhan has a mega evolution. But I don't know if you want mega evolutions with these teams.
And the last unrepresented type in Kanto is Steel, which I think just might flat out not be possible. The only steel types in the original 151 are Magnemite and Magneton, and then I guess you could add on the Alola forms of Sandslash and Dugtrio. If we aren't allowing Alola forms though, this gym leader would have to pull a Morty and just use the same Pokemon over and over and over again. But in reality, they really just should not do a steel type leader in Kanto. Next is Johto, starting off with Dark. The Elite Four member Karen is a Dark specialist, but she uses non-Dark types that she doesn't need to. A proper Dark gym leader would use Umbreon, Murkrow, Sneasel, Houndoom, and an Ace Tyranitar. Yeah, I know Tyranitar is really strong. So for this gym leader, Tyranitar would only be the ace if they were the 8th gym leader. If they were any earlier position,
No
you would just remove
Tyranitar.
Tyranitar
Fire and make Houndoom the ace instead. Next up is Electric. They would use Jolteon, Lantern, Electabuzz, Raichu, and their ace Ampharos. I picked these Pokemon specifically because all of them have at least one member of their evolutionary line in Johto. Next is Fairy. Their team would be Clefable, Wigglytuff, Togetic, Azumarill, and their ace Granbull. Granbull is the ace due to being the strongest fairy type in Johto, and I prefer to give leaders aces from their home region. Next is Fire. Their team would be Ninetales, Magmar, Flareon, Macargo, and their ace Houndoom, as it is the strongest non-legendary Johto fire type. Next is Grass. Their team would be Exeggutor, Parasect, Jumpluff, Sunflora, and their ace Bellossom. Two Kanto grass types,
Blossom being the ace is wild to me, but you know what? I don't hate it.
It doesn't use in the Kanto games, plus the 3 Johto grass types, Bellossom being the strongest. Next is Ground. Their team would be Marowak, Sandslash, Quagsire, Gligar, and their ace Donphan. 2 ground types Giovanni doesn't use, plus the remaining Johto ground types that aren't already the aces of other gym leaders, Steelix and Piloswine specifically. Donphan is the ace due to being the strongest. Next is Poison, but Koga already represents that in the Elite Four. I would change his team a bit though, replacing Fortress with Quillfish. Next is Psychic, already represented by Will. I would change his team though, replacing the repeat Xatu with a Girafarig, a Johto Psychic type that I'm not sure why he doesn't use. The earlier generations really
doesn't like giraffes. I don't know.
Have so many instances of wholly illogical team roster choices. Like 2 Zatus? When Girafarig is right there? Next is Rock. Their team would be Sudowoodo, Shuckle, Macargo, Corsola, and an ace Tyranitar. I know that's the same ace as the Dark type gym leader, but the other Rock types are just not very strong. Also, like with Dark, Tyranitar is the ace if the gym leader is the last one, but drop Tyranitar and make Macargo the ace if they're earlier. Finally is Water. Lantern, Azumarill, Mantine, Octillery, and an ace Politoed would make a great team. Now we move on to Hoenn, starting with Bug. Their team would be Beautifly, Dustox, Ninjask, Shedinja, and the ace Armaldo. I picked Armaldo as the ace not only because it's the strongest, but also because I think it would be cool to see a non-rock gym leader use prehistoric Pokemon. Next is Dark, which is already covered by the Elite Four member Sydney. His team composition is great in all his appearances though, so I would keep a Dark gym leaders the same. Absol is just such a great ace
This is just such a banger team.
a Hoenn Dark specialist. Next is Dragon, already covered by the Elite Four member Drake. His Emerald team is my favorite, so an 8th Dragon gym leader could certainly rock his team. However, if the Dragon leader was any earlier in the order, I think Salamence would be ditched in favor of Flygon as the ace to make it so they're not too powerful with that pseudo-legendary. Next is Fairy. Their team would be Wigglytuff, Azumarill, 2 Mawiles, and their ace Gardevoir. I do have to repeat Mawile since there are only 4 fully evolved fairy types in the Hoenn Pokedex, and Mawile being the weakest seemed like the obvious repeat choice. Gardevoir is the obvious ace due to being much stronger than Mawile. Next is Ghost, already covered by the Elite Four member Phoebe. I do not like her team though. It has a lot of
Phoebe, but yeah, her team is kind of
repeats, but in Gen 6, there were in-regional dex ways to avoid those repeats. Replace Dusclops and one of the Banets with Shedinja and Frostlass. I know Shedinja only has 1 HP, but like who cares for a gym leader? Next up is Grass, a type that I'm disappointed never had a gym leader in the Hoenn region due to how many cool grass types there are in Hoenn. In fact, in my If I Was a Gym Leader video, I designed myself as a grass type gym leader. And while this team will be a bit different, they will have a lot in common. The new team would be Brelum, Tropius, Roserade, Ludicolo, and their ace, Shiftry. Shiftry is the ace due to being the highest base stat total.
Wait, this is low-key a banger team.
Pokemon here.
Which plays Pokemon Emerald has taught me anything. Azumarill can be a beast. Belly drum Azumarill.
With the exception of Roserade. However, Roserade is a Gen 4 Pokemon, so if this leader was in Gen 3, they'd be using Roselia, which is weaker than Shiftry. Shiftry is also tied with Ludicolo in base stat total, but I figured Shiftry fit better as the ace due to not being a water type, an elemental type already used by 2 other major specialists in Hoenn. Next is Ground, another type that could have made a really cool team. That team would have been Camerupt, Whiscash, Claydol, Donphan, and the ace Flygon. Flygon is the obvious ace due to being the strongest by a large margin.
Next up is Ice, already covered by Glacia. I don't love her team due to all the repeats, but it's unavoidable due to how few ice types there are in Hoenn. I suppose this is the best we could do for an ice leader's team. Next
Fair.
up is Poison. They would use Roserade, Seviper, Crobat, Tentacruel, and their ace Swalot. Swalot is the strongest native Hoenn poison
I'll be honest, I forgot Swalot existed. I'm sorry.
type, so it gets the ace spot.
sorry.
And finally for Hoenn is Steel, already covered by the specialist Steven. However, I'd like to alter his team a bit since it's only half Steel types, plus cut it down to only 5 Pokemon. The team would be Mawile, Skarmory, Magnezone, Aggron, and Metagross. However, like with the other leaders I gave a pseudo-legendary, if they are any earlier than the last gym leader, the pseudo is removed. In this case, the ace would instead be Aggron. And then we go to Sinnoh. First is Bug, already covered by Elite Four Aaron. His Platinum team is almost perfect, but I'm not a fan of the Drapion ace. For my Bug gym leader, I'd replace Aaron's
Drapion, I don't know. Are scorpions bugs? Is that what he is? He's a scorpion, right? Are scorpions considered bugs?
Drapion with
I don't know. If I ever seen a scorpion ever in my life, which I have not, I would be running the other way.
Him,
So I wouldn't
then
know.
make Yanmega his ace. Next up is Dark. Their team would be Honchkrow, Drapion, Skuntank,
Wait, what memes?
Spiritomb, and their ace
Technically,
Weavile.
no.
Weavile being the ace due to being the strongest of all of these. Overall, it's a really buff team though. Next is Dragon, but this one is pretty impractical because the only fully evolved
arachnids
non-legendary dragon type added in Gen 4 is Garchomp. And then the only other dragon
Can you guys tell I really love Garchomp?
type in the Sinnoh Dex in Platinum is Altaria. And then if you look at other Pokemon that are dragon-like that other dragon specialists have used, the only other one is Gyarados. That means
Wait, so if spiders are arachnids, are spiders considered bugs?
the best team we can do is Ace Garchomp, 2 Altarias, and 2 Gyaradoses.
Oh my
Thanks. I hate it. I'm glad they didn't do this one. Next is Fairy, Gardevoir, Mr. Mime, Clefable, Azumarill, and Ace Togekiss. Conveniently, these are the only
like that.
5 fully evolved fairy
They're
types
not, spiders are not bugs.
in the Platinum Sinnoh Dex. Togekiss is obviously the ace due to its monstrous base stat total.
So
Next
good.
is Fire, which Flint already covers. His Diamond and Pearl team is infamously awful, but his Platinum team is great. A Fire gym leader would use the same squad. Next is Flying. The team would be Staraptor, Drifblim,
According to
Honchkrow,
Spider-Man villains, they are. No way.
Chatot, and Ace Togekiss. Togekiss is the ace like the fairy team due to its massive strength. Next is Ground, overlapping with the Elite Four member Bertha. Her Platinum team is solid, so a gym leader of the same type would use the same team. Next is Normal. Their team would be Licky Licky, Snorlax, Purugly, Lopunny, and Ace Porygon Z. Porygon Z
Damn.
is technically weaker than Snorlax, but it's from Sinnoh and is actually only a tad weaker than Snorlax. Next is Poison. Roserade, Toxicroak, Skuntank, Crobat, and the ace Drapion. Drapion is the ace
like
since
that.
while it is weaker than Roserade, I didn't want it to overlap with Gardenia. And yes, Drapion does overlap with Aaron, but I only really care about overlaps with other gym leaders. Finally for Sinnoh is Psychic. It overlaps with Lucian, but I have no complaints about his Platinum team, so the Psychic leader would likely go with something similar. Next is Unova, and I'll be making teams using the Black 2, White 2 Pokedex because it gives me more options.
It's just the
First, we
better
have Dark, which
Pokedex.
overlaps with Grimsley. His Black 2, White 2 challenge mode team is solid though, so the gym leader can use the same team.
Bugs are a
Next is
subsect of insects, and arachnids are not even insects. Huh.
Fairy. Audino, Azumarill, Clefable,
Interesting.
Wigglytuff, and Ace Whimsicott. I had to pick Audino since there are only 4 fully evolved fairy types in the Black 2, White 2 Unova Dex. And since Audino becomes fairy type when it mega evolves, I thought it made sense. Whimsicott
Fair.
is the ace due to being the only Pokemon changed to fairy type within all of those introduced in Gen 5. Next is Fighting, already covered by Marshall. His challenge mode team is solid, so no need to change it. Next is Ghost, already covered by Chantal. Once again, her challenge mode team is dope, so I won't alter it. Next is Psychic, already covered by
Ticks
Caitlyn.
are
Once again, no
arachnids
complaint.
too. I don't like ticks. The idea of ticks gives me like the heebie-jeebies. Like it makes me like shake in fear.
It's with our challenge mode team. Next is Rock. Their team would be Caracosta, Archeops, Crustle, Aggron, and Ace Gigalith. Gigalith is the strongest of the Unova Rock types, so it's the clear ace choice. Technically, its base stat total is lower than Archeops, but Archeops has that whole defeatist problem. Also, I love Gigalith. Like, it's one of the coolest Pokemon from Unova. Finally, for Unova is Steel. Colress is listed as a Steel specialist, but his most full team is only half Steel types, so I don't count him. The Steel team would be Durant, Ferrothorn, Skarmory, Escavalier, and Klinklang. Klinklang is the strongest non-legendary Unova Steel type, and
I'd like saying Klinklang. I think it's a really fun Pokemon name.
thus is the clear ace choice. I had a lot of Steel options for this team, but I selected these ones specifically because they are not used much by other trainers. For example, Excadrill and Bisharp in particular are the aces of other Unova specialists. Next up, we move to Kalos, where the first unrepresented type is Dark. And I think the Dark type would have really fit well in the Kalos region. I thought that so much that I did it myself and made my own Dark type gym leader team.
I remember this video.
In fact, the Dark type gym leader team for this video will not be far removed from my own. My final team was Greninja, Crocodile, Malamar, Skuntank, Pangoro, and Mega Absol. The first step is removing Greninja, the starter, both because I don't like giving gym leaders starters and because I need to get down to 5 Pokemon. And then the team is basically done. Mega Absol is the ace if this gym leader is the 8th, since I believe the final gym leader of Kalos should have had a Mega. If this gym leader were earlier though, we would un-Mega Absol and make Pangoro the ace, due to it being a bit stronger than Malamar. I think this team is very solid, but to be honest, Crocodile and Skuntank could be swapped around if we wanted, just because the Kalos Dex has a ton of dark Pokemon options. I'll keep it at this group though, just due to my own attachment to it. Next is Dragon, already covered by the Elite Four member Drasna. A change I would make both for a Dragon leader and Drasna herself is adding on a Mega Ampharos. I talk about it in other videos a lot, but I firmly believe that Kalos should have made it so the 8th gym leader and all of the Elite Four members had Megas. Next is Fire, already covered by Malva. Add on a Mega Houndoom and it's good to go. Next is Flying. Mega Aerodactyl is the ace if they're the 8th gym leader, but if not the 8th, Noivern is the ace. I know Noivern is technically Drasna's ace, but literally all of the fully evolved flying type Pokemon introduced in Gen 6 that are not legendary are the aces of some major trainer. Like Haluchas with Karina, Talonflames with Malva, Noivern is with Drasna, and Vivian is with Viola. So like, they didn't give me any other option but to steal one. Besides, Noivern is the strongest of those 4, and also I think Mega Ampharos should have been Drasna's ace from the start. So this is what you get, Drasna. You get your ace stolen because you were too stupid to have a Mega. The rest of the team is Gliscor, Talonflame, and Swellow. Next up is Ghost. The ace would be Mega Banette if it was the final gym leader. I'm saving Gengar for poison. And Gourgeist otherwise. It's the strongest Ghost introduced in Gen 6, aside from Aegislash, but Aegislash is already with the literal Night guy, and I don't see a need to give it extra attention. The rest of the Pokemon would be Golurk, Sableye, and Trevenant. Next is Ground. If we allow Oris Megas, their ace would be Mega Steelix. If not though, then the only Mega option is Garchomp, which I think might be too OP, so this leader might just have to be earlier. Although to be honest, I think it would be best if this ground type gym leader was earlier, because their ace has to be Diggersby, because the only other ground type introduced in Gen 6 is Zygarde. Diggersby isn't super weak, especially if it has its hidden ability Huge Power, in which case it's actually pretty good, but I think it's more likely that it would not have its hidden ability, and therefore would need to be an earlier gym Pokemon to avoid being outclassed. I'd say 4th gym or earlier. For the sake of consistency though, the rest of the team would be Golurk, Marowak, and Stunfisk. Next is Normal. If the final gym leader, the ace would be Mega Kangaskhan. If not, the ace would be Furfrou. Pyroar is a bit stronger, but it's a Pokemon heavily associated with Lysander, and I don't want to mess with that. Also, why is it a normal type? Like, it's fire. Just make it pure fire. The other Pokemon would be Exploud, Ursaring, and Tauros. Next is Poison. If the final gym leader, their ace would be Mega Gengar. Since it's the only XY poison type Mega, Plus, it would be fun to see Gengar as the ace of a poison specialist instead of a ghost specialist. If not the final leader though, their ace would be Dragalge, literally the only newly added fully evolved poison type in Gen 6. The rest of their Pokemon would be Garbodor, Drapion, and Nidoqueen. Next is Steel, already covered by Wickstrom. Convert his Scizor to a Mega and add on a Bisharp, and he's good to go. Then finally is Water, already covered by Seabold. Add on Mega Blastoise like he used in the anime, and he's ready. Next we move on to a
Attack with the cancer beam. Oh no.
Alola, which does not have gym leaders, but does have other kinds of type specialists, namely Kahunas, trial leaders, antagonists, and Elite Four members. In previous videos about gym leaders, I've counted Kahunas as gym leaders. But since that would lead to me making 14 teams for 14 types, most of which are covered by other type specialists, I'm not gonna do the same for this video. For this video, I'm only gonna be making teams for types that have no prominent specialists at all. Because every type specialist has a team with at least 3 Pokemon, and almost all of them have a team with at least 5 Pokemon if you include the battle tree. So that leaves a grand total of 1 type. Seriously. Bug has Guzma, Dark has Nanu, Dragon has Ryuki, Electric has Sophocles, Fairy has Mina, Fighting has Hala, Fire has Kiawe, Flying has Kahili, Ghost has Acerola, Grass has Mallow, Ground has Hapu, Normal has Ilima, Poison has Plumeria, Psychic has Faba.
I did not realize how many specialists there were in Gen 7.
Rock has Olivia, Steel has Moraine, and Water has Lana. So let's make an Ice-type Kahuna. Their ace would be Alola Ninetales, since I'm quite fond of it, and it's the strongest Alola Ice-type. Their other Pokemon would be Alolan Sandslash, Crabominable, Weavile, and Glaceon. And finally, we reach Galar. And since Galar doesn't have an Elite Four, there's not really any overlaps that I have to discuss. Also, I will say that I will be counting Clara and Avery as the Poison and Psychic Gym Leader respectively. They are only in the minor leagues, but they have really fully fleshed out teams and are still technically gym leaders. First
more fleshed out teams than some of the Galar gym leaders.
Is Bug. The team would be Excelgor, Rabombi, Araquanid, Frostmoth, and Gigantamax Orbeetle as the ace. Next is Electric, and I'll go with a slightly modified version of the team I made for myself in my If I Was a Gym Leader video, since my idea for myself as a Galar gym leader was as the Electric type gym leader. My team in that video was Lantern, Vikavolt, Dracozolt, Boltund, Pincurchin, and then Ace Gigantamax Toxtricity. If we remove Pincurchin, that makes a very solid Electric leader team. Next is Flying. The team would be Cramorant, Braviary, Mandibuzz, Drifblim, and Gigantamax Corviknight as the ace. I know that Hop is already using Gigantamax Corviknight, but it's clearly the best Gigantamax for a Flying leader, and his ace is the legendary anyways. Next is Ground. The team would be Runerigus, Hippowdon, Seismitoad, Galarian Stunfisk, and Gigantamax Sandaconda as the ace. And then finally is Normal. I considered including Steel, but since Chairman Rose is a Steel specialist and Peony is also a Steel specialist and literally a former Steel-type gym leader, I didn't really see the point. The normal team would be Greedent, Indeedee, Drampaw, Beware, and Gigantamax Snorlax as the ace.
So cute.
Thank you so much for watching, and an extra special thanks to my patrons over on Patreon.
Let's go.
For helping support my channel independent of fluctuating YouTube ad rates. If you want to help support me in the same way, the link is in the description below. Also, if you want to check out some more of my fun Pokemon content, I recommend these videos here. All right, that's all I have for now. So until next time, big fans. Gotta catch them all.
That was a fun one. Well, those were some of those teams were pretty banger. I'm not gonna lie, they were pretty sick. Gotta catch them all. Catch them all. Anyways, that's all the videos for today. That's all the videos for today. Yes, I am invading your personal space. Ah! What? Ghostian, thank you for the 10. Guys, was putting the timer at 3 hours just not enough? Was it just not enough? Was it not enough for you shipwrecks, huh? Was it not enough? You guys must have really want to see me play Pokemon Too Many Types, which low-key I do want to play. That sounds like a fun time. That does sound like a fun time. No? What do you mean no? What do you mean no? Hold up, let me turn off my desk. So you guys, I can be fully in your personal space. I'll probably yap for a little bit. Because I love yapping. Because who doesn't love Sai yapping? Sai, every time you say you're going to be free, you invite this to happen. You know what? What if it's like opposite day? What if it's like opposite day and I'm just like, guys, let's get like 1,000 subs in here. And like nobody will... Will that work? Reverse psychology? Would reverse psychology work? I'll do it because you asked. What type should I Nuzlocke? Ooh, I don't know, ghost type maybe? Would that be too hard? I guess it would depend on the game, no? It would depend on the game that you want to play, because I know there's like some types that are really not available in some games. But ghost type, if that's not a good type, let's do fire. I don't know. Reverse psychology. Gift me all of the subs, chat. You guys, I want the timer over 5 hours. You heard her, chat. What's your favorite Pokemon? Pancham. I'm very impartial to panda bears. Let me sell my house. No, don't sell your house. Not in this economy. Having a house in this economy is low-key. It's low-key a flex. The Drop a Cloud, thank you for the 20 months. Thank you. Guys, you heard Sai, raise the timer. Not opposite day, give her the triple mortgage. That is one of my dreams in life, is to be able to purchase a home. I am currently renting right now, and honestly, I understand why people are like, renting is not great. It's not great because you don't own the property, but it is nice whenever I have like issues. Like, for example, my water heater broke like 2 years ago. And instead of me having to go and call someone and fix it, or either that or fix it myself, I just let my landlord know. And she's like, okay, I'll call someone. And she had to deal with it. I thought you lived in the sea for free. Now this goddess still has taxes and bills to pay for. Another finger curls on the monkey's paw. But yeah, I don't hate renting, but I would like to one day be able to own a home. You could have a timer in the hundreds or thousands. Imagine that commitment. Oh my goodness. Midnight Castle, thank you for the 1 gifted. And Woods GG, thank you for the gifted to 1,000 gifted subs. PPR0, thank you for the 5. Oh my goodness. This timer. I don't know. I have a good feeling we won't be ending Subathon for a very long time. For a very long time. Isn't there like a new feature on Twitch where you could give subs and like have it not be random and just have it like prioritize people who view? I don't know. I saw that was kind of a feature, but I don't know. I have no idea. Lol, one day. Do you think you thought it ended 1 week? Here we are in March, 3 months later. To be fair, I haven't been streaming every day, and I've been doing shorter streams, but still. I can gift a specific viewer. The world record for longest Twitch subathon is 383 days long. Is it really? Is it really? I had no idea. BPR0, thank you for the gifted sub to Graham69. Oh, I love that username. I was feeling that some of them will not end until 2027. Why are we manifesting that? We trap our goddess out of love. Also, I do have a question, chat. Do you guys like this time slot for streams? Where I start at like 4 o'clock? I used to stream around this time. But I figure that like streaming at like at noon, a lot of people aren't able to catch my streams because it's the middle of the workday. So I don't know. I kind of like the evening streams a little bit. It gives me time to get stuff done during the day, and I can kind of wind down my evening with a stream, and then after stream I can eat dinner and wind down for the night or get like stuff done. I don't know. I do as I get to be here instead of class. True. Hi, I just found this stream. Nice to meet you. Hello, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. I'm indifferent because I'm at work either time, but I can join during my breaks. True. Oh, that's right, Midnight Castle. You work for, I think you said you work for TSA. Dude, I'm so scared. I have some trips coming up within like the next like month or two that requires me to have to fly. And I'm scared because I'm seeing all the TSA lines at all the airports and I'm horrified because, I mean, I arrive early anyways to the airport for the most part. Actually, my trip to Seattle was like one of the first times I was actually like almost late, where I was like anxious. Do you have pre-check? I don't. I had TSA clear for a little bit because I needed it to get to skip through like a 45-minute line. And I canceled it the same day. But I need to do, clear is a scam. Yeah, I figured. I canceled my clear membership because I was just like, nah, I don't want to pay $250 a year. Or however much it was. But yeah, I need to do, I don't know how pre-check works, but I'm very, very scared of TSA lines right now. Pre-check saves time. Yeah, no, I'm mortified of the airport. I'm mortified to go fly right now. Flying is so, I don't hate airports. I'm just mortified to fly right now because I've seen some of those TSA lines go up to like 6 hours. And this poor girl I saw on TikTok, she says she arrived 6 hours early to her flight and she still missed it. Depends what time you go. Usually whenever I fly, I try to take the morning flights so I can arrive during the morning. Morning is the worst time to go. No! LAX is its own beast. Yeah, I've gone through LAX. Easily one of the worst airports I've ever had to deal with. I will say, yeah, because LAX is on the West Coast, and if you guys don't know, I am on the West Coast. So I've been through LAX quite a few times, and it is easily one of the worst airports I've ever been through. I think I award the worst airport I've ever been to Denver. I hate that airport, by the way. It's a beautiful airport, don't get me wrong. But every single time I've gone through Denver, it has been the worst experience ever. LAX has traffic lights? What do you mean by that? TSA didn't exist back then? Yeah, it didn't exist before 2001. I've heard LAX is legitimately worse than third world airports. The times I've been through LAX, it was busy. I think there was one time it took me like an hour to figure out what shuttle bus I had to get to from my hotel. Like it's really bad. Also depends on how busy the destination is. Yeah, I mean, Los Angeles is a major city, so it makes sense. LAX is my local airport. Oh my goodness. Aquino and Manila. Ninoy Aquino Airport. It's an interesting airport. I don't hate it, but it does feel quite older compared to other airports. She wanted to punch multiple people in LAX and she's very chill. No, LAX is horrible. Horrible. I will say I've heard multiple people who are local to Los Angeles tell me that if I want to fly out of Los Angeles or into Los Angeles, to take the Burbank airport because it's apparently really chill. So I don't know, maybe smaller airports are the play, but sometimes flying out of smaller airports might cost more. At least from my understanding, they are right. Major international airports are the worst. I will say, I think the rudest TSA I've ever had to deal with was in New York. I was flying in and out of New York because I was at the time visiting a friend. This was like maybe 4 years ago, 5. No, it was like about 4 years ago now. Damn. I was flying into New York through LaGuardia. I believe that's the airport in Queens. And I was flying out because I was going home, and it was the most like rude TSA I've ever been through. Because not only were they rude to the passengers, they were rude to each other. Like TSA was like screaming at each other. I think I vaguely remember there was like a newer person that was working the TSA, and these poor other TSA agents and officers, they were just screaming at this person, and it was very clear that they were new. And I was like, damn, like this is a lot. Time to fund size private jet. No! That'd be cool if I had a private jet. That'd be pretty cool. Burbank Airport is my local airport. Only time I go to the airport is for when my mother visits Ohio. Okay, listen. I think airports are a vibe. I actually quite like flying. I like traveling. I like flying. But they are stressful. They are very stressful. Yeah, I usually try to take like early morning flights if I can. I think the next flight I'm taking, though, I think it leaves at 9, which means, I don't know, should I be there at 3 a.m.? Like, that's a lot. That's pretty early. Depends on which airline you fly. I'll be honest, I don't think I've been on a bad airline. That is a lie. I don't like, I try to avoid flying Southwest. I think that is the one airline I will actively avoid. But I've flown all kinds of different airlines. I've flown ANA for Japan. I've flown Singapore Airlines, Cathay Pacific, all the Asian airlines. I think I've also flown British Airways. I dislike flying Philippine Airlines. I mean, I heard it's gotten better over the years. I don't know. I haven't flown Philippine Airlines in a while. The last time I flown to the Philippines, I think I took no, it was the Philippines Airlines I took, actually. I think the time before that I took Asiana Airlines. I think it was like a, what do you call it? It was a Korean airline. So we got banger food. It was awesome. So, but we had like me and my family had a layover in Seoul, South Korea. Avoid Spirit. I've actually never flown Spirit. Is Spirit as bad as people say it is? American Airlines gave us TSA folks pizza. Shout out to American Airlines. I've flown Alaska Airlines. I like Alaska. I think I've flown American a few times. I think I'm actually flying American soon. Yeah, I've never flown Spirit. I've never flown any of them. I don't know if it's as bad as people say it is. Like, I feel like people might be over-exaggerating, but maybe not. Like, what makes Spirit, like, is it because it's a cheaper airline? Like, is that the reason why people are like, stay away, stay away, stay away? I'm not entirely sure why. You work TSA too? Oh my god, not all of the TSA agents in my chat. My airport is just like random. It's like 1-2 hours away. It's very, very cheap for a reason. Continental was great. Very cute flight attendants. I will say I think my favorite airline I've ever flown is Singapore Airlines. Singapore Airlines was a great experience. I've flown to Japan through Singapore Airlines. Because I guess Tokyo, or yeah, Tokyo is one of the, I guess, stops for Singapore Airlines. They like drop passengers off and then fly back to Singapore. I don't know, I want to visit Singapore one day. I hear it's a very beautiful country. Cheap flight, but the fees or other charges are outrageous for Spirit. You might as well just go to another airline, no? How's the no pay we getting? I hope you guys get paid soon. Arnau knows. I can afford gift subs. I know my mom liked flying Korean Airlines. She loved the toothpaste tubes and gochujang. Those are the best parts of flying like Korean Airlines. Is having the gochujang toothpaste tubes. Those are awesome. I can never remember the specific airlines I've flown in. I've been on one that's called Blue something. More of in like Delta. Delta I haven't had bad experiences with. I don't think I've had anything too bad with Delta. I just realized there's no music on Twitch. My bad. Next time you pass TSA, you mention your VTuber, you'll probably find one of us there. Hi, I'm a VTuber. My grandmother usually flies Delta. Oh. Yeah, one of my aunts, my tita, she used to work for Cathay Pacific. She worked for them for like 40 years. She was a flight attendant. She was like a senior flight attendant. And I guess there is like an age where flight attendants like have to retire. But she was such a good flight attendant that the airline actually extended her retirement date by 5 years because they were just like, listen, you're such a good flight attendant. We don't want to let you go. Do you want to work with us for another 5 years? So she ended up working another 5 years, and now she's retired. They offered her a position to like continue working for the airports, but for the airline through like the airports and stuff, like being like the gate agents, but she's like, nah, I'm gonna enjoy retirement. I said, met your grandfather. What do you mean? You won't see me unless you come to ATL. Oh, Arizona? I got assaulted 2 weeks ago at work. Dude, people who are rude to TSA agents don't do, like, okay, honestly, anybody who is rude and disrespectful to service workers can suck my dick. Like, I will never understand why some people get so mad about, like, I don't know. Like, for example, if you get, like, an order wrong at fast food, right? I think it's just as simple as asking them, like, hey, there's something wrong with my order. But people who are just rude, and it's like, oh my god. Beer had a bad rep because it overcharges you for everything except the ticket. The taxes and the fees are more expensive than the ticket. Like, was your grandfather a passenger on the flight your grandmother worked on? I'm talking about my aunt. Not my grandma. Both of my grandmothers haven't worked. Both of my grandmothers are actually teachers. Every time I drop people, I keep forgetting how total 39. That's a lot. Just noticed that my connection is so bad that I'm almost 4 minutes behind. Oh no. If you click on like the live button on YouTube, it should bring you up. These are your grandmother's flight attendant. No, I'm talking about my aunt, my tita. She's She was a senior flight attendant for Cathay Pacific. So she was stationed in Hong Kong because that's the home city for, I guess, that airline. So she spent a lot of her life over there. Pretty awesome. I might be summoned to court in the future. Oh no. Karens be Karens. I'll never understand. Why can't we just be nice? Like, why can't we just be respectful? Like, that's my biggest thing. I think just being respectful to people, like service workers especially, because one, they're probably not getting paid much, and two, it's like they're just doing their job, so like most of the time it's not their fault and mistakes happen, you know? Please be nice to us. We are a month without pay. You are not allowed to gift any subs, my guy. If you're a TSA worker in here, you're not allowed to gift anything. Or if you are affected by the government shutdown, which I can't really comment too much on. I try to stay away from talk like that, but my heart goes out to anybody who's affected, because holy moly, it's hard nowadays. It's so hard. I can't imagine like working and having no pay. Like that would be hard, but sometimes you just kind of have to do it, you know? Because who else is gonna do it? Yeah, I've seen videos of like TSA agents, like there's like 2 of them, and there's like a line of like 100+ people. I'm like, that's a lot. As a grocery worker, I am with you. Don't be mean to your public service people. I know we only get minimum wage. Yeah. No, yeah. I try to stay away from that talk. especially because like that type of talk gives me a lot of anxiety, and I try to like, you know, this is comfy space, safe space for me and for my viewers. Yeah. Yeah, people who work in public service, I respect you so much. That's why I even if it's like, let's say I get my food order wrong, I will never, like, unless it's like a major thing where it's like I just don't want to eat that or something. Like, let's say if I ordered like chicken nuggets and they gave me like a chicken sandwich, then I'll be like, hey, listen, like, you know, I might have been a mix up. But if it's like, let's say I asked for no tomatoes on my burger, because I don't eat my burgers with tomatoes. I know, I'm a baby. If they accidentally leave a tomato in there, I'm just gonna take it out. You know, it's no big deal. So I'll never understand why people are like, oh my god, because my mom can be like that. My mom can be a Karen, but it comes like I think she's been better. I've had to like let her know, like, listen, stop, it's not a big deal, it's fine, just ask them nicely. What sucks for me is I'll talk nice and people think I'm talking down to them. Oh no. I also appreciate everything you do. Helps reduce the stress so much. I'm glad. That's why I love streaming, because I was actually having this conversation with my mom. I think it was actually in the video that it'll be uploaded, hopefully in the next few weeks. I told her, because we were talking about, because one of her questions, and she even asked me this off stream, was like, do you make money off of this? And I was like, well, yeah, but the money for me when it comes to streaming, it's nice. It's nice. I am very, very privileged to be able to afford stuff and like live kind of comfortably. I say kind of because I think I could be living comfortably if it wasn't for the fact I love shiny cardboard. But nonetheless, at the end of the day, like, I really enjoy just being on stream. And when people tell me like they really enjoy my streams and they enjoy my content, like, that's what keeps me going live every single time. That is what like, honestly, chat, I don't want to say between you and me, but it is between you and me. If it wasn't for the fact that I have such a great community and I have such a wonderful time streaming to you guys, with all of the issues in the past with like previous Mythos management and everything like that, I would have left. I would have graduated. G word. I would have. However, I held on because I had hope that one, things were gonna get better, which they did. And two, probably the most important one, was I did not want to leave my community. I did not want to leave you guys without your sea goddess. I didn't want to leave you guys without Sai. And I sucked it up. I kind of just was like, all right, you know, despite everything else, everything going on, I love my community so damn much that I could not go to sleep at night knowing I left you guys. So I'm really, really glad that I'm still here. I held out. Things are, if anything, before anybody says anything, I think Mythos is doing great. Trey being the new CEO has actually, it's been great. A lot of more support, a lot of, I get to do more things that I thought I never would be able to do. And I'm so incredibly happy to be able to be part of such an amazing team and this amazing agency. And I hope you guys, if you're here for me, I'm so happy. Thank you. But I really do encourage you guys, if you haven't checked out the other Mythos talents, please give them a follow and support them. They're awesome. And I love each and every one of them so very, very much. And I hope you guys can stick around for, you know, all the awesome stuff I have planned this year. I have aspirations, I have dreams, and I'm really excited because actually, after this semester, I will be having 3 months off. 3 months of just Sai. I've chosen not to. I had the option to go to school for the summer semester, which I was like, could, but I also think I deserve a break. So I'll be spending these summer months doing a lot of streams and a lot of fun stuff. And I hope you guys can join me in this awesome time. 3 months of One Piece brain rot. Let's go! 3 months of just me! Everybody's like, no! Everybody's like, no! God damn it! We have enrolls to maintain a scholarship. Yeah, I was given the option, and I did summer semester last year, and I will just say it was a fucking nightmare. Like, I was like, I can't do this. People who do summer classes, shout out to you, because I could not do it. I mean, I did it, but it was hard. It wasn't easy. Nothing easy. I had to learn accounting, like all of like a whole year's worth of accounting in one summer, and I'm like, this is not fun. Because I found Aries from scrolling. Aries is awesome. She's legitimately one of my besties. I wish she had more free time. She's a very busy lady. During other courses due to previous management. Yeah. There's a lot, and obviously I can't talk about all of it. But I will say I think we're going into a good direction, and we have a lot planned. So I hope you guys can support. I found Sai through the second channel, which you should subscribe to. You should subscribe to my second channel. I did one class and it didn't go well. College isn't for everyone. One of the biggest things I wish. So when I was in high school, there was a really big push. Like, basically my high school told all of us that if we didn't go to college, we would be a failure. So they really pushed college on all of us. And I really wish it wasn't like that, because I don't think college is for everyone. And I don't think college is the only route to success. I think that you could find success through other things. Like, I think trade school is a definitely great option. Going straight to work, that's what I did. I had a full-time job at the time, and I was going to school, and then I ended up dropping out of college because I couldn't handle both. So it wasn't until I think last year that I decided to go back to school. But working full-time is not for the weak. And I think people who do both full-time work and school, I have so much respect for it. I can barely do full-time school and do streaming. Like, I really can barely do it. I found Sai through Zeus. Rest in peace, Zeus. She's not dead! She's not dead. I will say, if you look in the right places, you'll find her. You will find her. I actually collabed with her on her new channel. Am I allowed to say her new channel? I think I actually am allowed to say her new channel. I think I am allowed. And if I get in trouble... oh, wow. I don't think I will. But yeah, if you look for Andrea Hers, that is where she is at now. She's doing great. She's pushing for partner. She's pushing for partner, so I really highly suggest you guys check her out. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my throat. College is just one of the many paths you can follow. Exactly, it's not the only path to success. Because of Greek myth, I assume that all of you Mythos VTubers are family VTubers. This being Aries' mother, for example, and Yumi's Aries' aunt. That would be cool, but we're not. She doesn't hide anymore, yeah. If you want to find Zeus, she's Andrea Hers now. She's a burb girl. She's a burb girl. Can bring a lot of money if you work hard. Yeah, I have friends that went to trade school and they're doing really well. I'm like, oh, maybe I should have gone to trade school. That would have been sick. But my dreams and aspirations lie somewhere else. There was a time before I was Psy, I really wanted to work in the pro VA industry. Because I was doing pro work at the time. Not much of it, but I was doing it. So there was a point in time where I was really considering moving to Los Angeles and making a name for myself out there. And part of me still wonders if I could still do that. But, you know, as kind of like, you know, you as a person grow and evolve, so does your dreams alongside that. So as I've gotten older, you know, as much as I love voice acting, and I still want to find, that's why I put the ASMR YouTube channel on the sub goals. Because if it does get funded for whatever reason, we get to 6,500 subs, which I think is a very absurd number. It'll give me an excuse to do more voice acting and have another channel. It'll be cool. I do love ASMR. I do kind of want to dabble into it again. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe not spicy ASMR, but you know, the little tinglies, the tingly talk, where I can role play as a nurse. I don't know, like, you know, stuff like that. Of course, we'll go for it. I don't know. I feel like that's a more absurd goal than my mother. Coffee Buddy Power Rangers will help find the lightning goddess. I mean, is it really? Is it really? I think I still owe you guys the TCG ASMR. Maybe I need to bring out, I'm looking at it now. I still have my 3DO mic, so we could definitely do that. I know, I still owe you guys that, I think from my birthday? I think it was my birthday. It's like on the list of things, yeah. Never ending subathon. You're in a One Piece tournament and your opponent is riffle shuffling. Dude, genuinely, the people that riffle shuffle One Piece cards, I don't know how you do it. Those cards are so thick. They are so incredibly thick. Like my butt. Not the punishment wheel. Yeah, the punishment wheel we did stop. It was a lot. I think to get through like 200 of them, I think I did, it was like 4 hours. Did you hear about the new Bandai rule against hand shuffling? I don't think it's as, if you're doing it loud and obnoxiously, yeah, you should get penalized. But if it's like a quiet, non-distracting one, then I don't see a problem. Thank you for the 10 gifted. Oh my god, I feel like this month I've been really spoiled. You guys have been spoiling me way too much this month. Oh my god, wait, we're 200 subs away from the play Pokemon too many times. Raise the timer. Raise the timer. Why are you lying? Lying about what? My thick butt? 200. Yeah, 200 subs away. We can play Pokemon too many times. That sounds like fun. There's a lot of times. I want the effing plushie. I think everybody wants the plushie. Because you guys want to put me in a jar. You want to punch me across the ocean. You want to kill me. I remember Gamers Week against grass. I love you singing. Thank you. I want to do my karaoke stuff. I don't know. It's kind of, I don't know what the only reason why I've kind of avoided doing karaoke is because, what do you call it? I know there were like new Twitch rules for karaoke and I wasn't entirely sure what the boundaries were for that. I want to tie you up on fireworks. Copyright? I think it's fine if it's like unarchived or something. I have no idea. Or if it's not monetized. I'm not entirely sure. I want to hug you. Shipwreck group hug? I'd be really hyped to listen to a side karaoke. That'd be cool. The plushie do be puntable. I told myself if I wanted to do a plushie, wouldn't it be fun if like you could take my clothes off and put me in other clothing? It'd be funny. Naked plushie. That I could pray to every day. Yay. I don't know. Would people make me clothes if I like made it like you could dress me up? That'd be funny. You be the first Oshi I own. Me! Taking your Oshi merch for Build-A-Side. Dude, Build-A-Bears are so expensive. Dude, I wanted one of the like Pokemon ones. I think it was like the Sprigatito one I wanted. And then I checked how much it is and I'm like, damn, Build-A-Bears are so expensive now. Like you have to give them an arm and a leg to get a Build-A-Bear. Sad that the Zeus one didn't come. Yeah. I don't want to talk too much on like, I guess, she was really intending to give you guys a plushie, but the timeline and the circumstances didn't allow for the campaign to finish from my understanding. But who knows? Andrea Hers plushie? Question mark. Andrea Hers? Question mark. Maybe, perhaps, perhaps. The current rules that copyright holders have to give permission to stream the song if the VOD is saved. So if we make it like an unarchived stream, then it should be fine, right? If it's unarchived, like, oh yeah, there's no VOD that's gonna be saved. So if you want to watch the stream, you have to be here live. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. I haven't done karaoke in a while, like even IRL. You know, it's so funny. Okay, so I'm not a great singer. I think I've gotten a lot better. I think I've gotten a lot better. Actually a lot better. However, like even in front of my family and my friends, I don't sing. And it's funny because my friends keep asking me like, Sai, we should go to karaoke. We should do stuff like this. And I'm just like, I don't know. You guys want to do karaoke? While I'm LA, I want to do karaoke while I'm LA for AX. I have actually done karaoke at Anime Expo one year. This was a long time ago. This was when I was in high school. I did karaoke with two friends at the time, and we sang I think it was Soldier Game from Love Live. It was a long time ago. It was a very long time ago. But yeah, I've been to the karaoke rooms at AX. They're a lot of fun. There's a lot of talented people. I want to get a Build-A-Bear Charizard for my youngest cousin. It's so expensive, dude. Yeah, you know, I think you might be better off getting like just a Charizard plushie. Soldier Game is goated. The karaoke joy sound. What is that? Karaoke joy sound. Soldier Game is such a good song. I really want to maybe one day how long ago? Oh my goodness. Oh god, this might have been like over 10 years ago. This was a long time ago. Very long ago. This is my top one. Agreed. Muse will always be my goat. Oh, it's a Steam game, but you could get it on Nintendo Switch. I kind of like the idea of doing Nintendo Switch, so I can have like karaoke night at my place. My oldest youngest got Venusaur. Ooh, I mean, it'd be fun. I've always seen those videos of like parents who make their kids like choose a starter, and I was like, damn. Wait, which member is your favorite? Nico Yozawa. So my favorite Muse member is Nico. And then the second one is Maki. And then the third one is Nozomi. But it used to actually be like the BB subunit, but Ellie and Nozomi I feel like share the same spot for me. But yeah, Maki was she was my number one for a while, and then it went to Nico, and she's been my number one for God knows how long. Maki's so cool. I love Maki. The only plush that I had, only plush that I had was close to Build-A-Bear was one sewed by hand. Oh, those are always the best ones. I'm going to AX since 2011. Last time I went to AX was 2024. And oh my god, it was okay. It was a pretty well organized anime expo. I will give it that. However, it was still too busy for me. So I don't know if I'll attend Anime Expo anytime soon. I think it's a great convention. I've been actually quite a lot, but it's been stressful. They get better every year, but I don't know. We'll see. I think they have to have like a banger event for me to be like, yeah, we should go. Me and my friends. Space again this year. Did they really? Because I know they had like the exhibit hall on both ends. I don't know. The LACC, I like the convention center. I just think that it outgrew. I think it definitely outgrew the size of the convention. But yeah, I went 2024. I was there from day 2 to day 4. Hololive also performing nearby around the same time. Again, I mean, they kind of have to, you know? More popular the past years. Yeah, especially because I think anime in the last few years has become more, like, mainstream. It's not necessarily, like, a niche. Do you guys remember when liking anime? Maybe you don't remember. But I remember when I was in, like, middle school. Elementary, middle school. It was weird to like anime. Like, if you liked anime, you were made fun of. People were like, huh, you're a nerd. You're a nerd. You like anime? That's so fucking weird. And then nowadays, you just ask a random person on the street, and you'll ask them, right? You'll be like, what's your favorite anime? They'll say something like, I don't know, Demon Slayer, My Hero. Like, nowadays, anime is popular. You see it everywhere now. Everywhere. And I remember when it was weird. I was one of the people in high school that people made fun of for liking anime. Because even when I was in high school, anime was still considered weird. Still considered weird. Yeah. I think it got really popular probably towards the end of the 2010s and then going into COVID. I think it got a lot of popularity. Yeah, I was in anime club my first year in high school, and then it became basically a yaoi club, which I was like, that's cool, but, you know, I don't know if I want to stay after school for 2 hours watching yaoi anime with, like, 20 other girls in here. I just felt a little bit weird. I felt like watching yaoi was a very private moment. I did not feel comfortable watching yaoi with 20 other girls in the room. Like, listen, I will do that at home. I'm not gonna do it with you guys. Sorry. I suffered through high school. Now my former bullies watch anime. Fuck those guys. Cowboy Bebop's a banger. I just read manga at the library, had all by myself. Ooh. Yeah, I like look back in high school and oh my goodness, I was a nerd. I honestly think I have like a glow up right now. I feel like high school Sai was very nerdy. She wore a lot of baggy clothes like hoodies and sweatpants, and I think I was a very private, like very shy, quiet person. Like I just kind of put in, I was like one, like not emo. I wasn't emo. But I was like the person that always had her headphones in or like her earbuds in and just kind of minded her own business. I was pretty invisible in high school. And then nowadays I feel like I'm a lot more extroverted. I did not take very good care of like myself. I didn't pamper myself with like makeup and stuff like that back in high school. I kind of just did the bare minimum, you know, brush my teeth, put on deodorant, do like basic skincare and stuff, and I just put on whatever. Like I didn't really necessarily care too much about how I looked back in high school. So then I was looking at like old high school photos of Sai, and oh my goodness, I was like, oh, how did I allow myself to look like that? And I look at myself nowadays and I'm like, I feel so bonita. Like I can't leave my house without putting on eyeliner and mascara. Like I'm very I pamper myself every day now. Like, I take a much better care of myself, and I think I take much better care of how I look too. So I used to watch anime on a Toonami and Adult Swim. Dude, I remember one of my favorite memories. I don't even think my dad remembers this. But I remember when I was in like middle school, I was so excited when Sword Art Online, I know, Sword Art Online, got an English dub that I made my dad stay up with me to watch it on Toonami, and my dad was like, what the fuck is this? My dad's like, what is this? What is this? We all had an SAO phase. We did. I, for whatever reason, thought that was like the best anime ever, and I look back and I'm just like, wow, I should have watched more anime. There was significantly better anime out there for me to watch. The openings are bangers though, dude. I don't think there's a Sword Art Online opening or ending that has missed. Bonita just gives me flashbacks around where I grew up. Look at Dot Hack Boy. Isn't that very similar? That's the anime that's pretty similar to SAO. I miss my SAO phase. That's when times were simpler. When times weren't as complicated. Man, those were the days. Also, let me put on my night background. I don't get to put this background on very often. Or this one. I have this one too, but I like this one. I had a Sailor Moon phase. That was the anime that got me into anime. I love Sailor Moon. I had a Madoka phase. I was still in my Madoka phase. Madoka is probably one of my favorite, is one of my favorite animes of all time. Like, I have a Madoka tattoo. Like, that's how much I love that anime. Pokemon counts, don't forget. It's funny, I don't have a Pokemon tattoo. I've thought about getting like a huge ass Cresselia on my arm, but I'm like, I don't know. If I were to get a Pokemon tattoo, I don't know what I would get. Though SAO didn't explode until way later. Pokemon counts, yeah. I actually got into Sailor Moon before I got into Pokemon. But Pokemon was like one of the things. It's funny, during me and my mom's video when we were filming today, there was actually, we did talk quite a bit about Pokemon. So my mom did give some insight on like, oh yeah, Sign or Pokemon. I do like SAO, but SAO Bridge is comedy gold. A Bridge series are always great. My first anime was Astro Boy because my dad is low-key a nerd. Astro Boy's a good one. We need that movie this year. I hope they don't push it back. For Monoka, oh my goodness. Please do not push that shit back again. I think you'd love a Pokemon contest tattoo. Pokemon contest tattoo? Speed Racer was my first anime. Sometimes I forget Speed Racer was an anime. I don't know why, whenever I think about Speed Racer, I think about that one animated movie with the snails racing. I'm like, that's not Speed Racer. That's not Speed Racer, Sai. Turbo, yeah. Oh, yeah. For every time somebody says Speed Racer, I think about that one movie with the snails racing. And I'm like, that's not Speed Racer, Sai. Pokeball on the ribbon, that would be very pretty. If I wanted a Pokemon tattoo, I would want something very pretty, not just like a Pokemon just slapped on my thigh. Be cool. The movie has the guy overdressing the tacos. I don't remember Turbo at all, I'll be honest. This was one of those movies, like, whatever. Initial D. The only thing I know about the Snail movie is that everybody makes fun of the guy who makes tacos in it. What is it with the guy making tacos? Think of Speed Racer, think of the beam of the racer falling off a cliff. Oh my goodness. What? That's crazy. The original Voltron was my first anime thanks to the oldest syndication runs in the VHSs from the video store. Oh my god, does anyone remember Blockbuster? Oh, I remember Blockbuster when my mom and my dad would take me and we would get to pick out movies. Ah, those were the days. Now we have streaming services, which are convenient, but, you know, I'm like one of those people, it's like I would give honestly anything to be able to live back, like relive that time. I feel like life was a lot less complicated. I'm sure it was complicated, in other aspects. But, you know, when people didn't have phones, you know, you want entertainment on a screen, you had to sit in front of a big box TV. There were no streaming services at the time, so you either had to get DVDs from the rental store, or find other ways to, you know, entertain yourself. Man, those were good times. Those are good times. I wish we could all relive this time. I loved Blockbuster. Me too. I remember even my dad, he was one of the first people that started using Netflix, because before Netflix was a streaming service, they were a rental video service. So you could go on their website and like rent DVDs and they would ship them to you. And when you were done with them, you just ship them back. I think they even gave you like an envelope to ship them back. Yeah, like Redbox. Yeah, like Redbox. Netflix was originally like a DVD rental service. I think they also rented games at the time, but I can't remember. I never used it for that. And my dad was like, I remember he's like, "Oh, Sai, look at this new website. We don't have to go to Blockbuster anymore. We can just like order everything you want to watch, and as long as we return it within like a week or two, we're fine." Oh man, I haven't seen like a Redbox in forever. Does anybody still use Redbox? Like, does Redbox even still exist? Because I remember I used to see like Redboxes outside of like convenience stores and grocery stores. Like sometimes you would find them in the grocery store, and I remember like people lining up to go and rent DVDs. Gotta finish my last of my shifts, so I'll catch you later. Bye, Midnight Castle. No, oh no, was a phase between Blockbuster and streaming services. Yeah, I remember Amazon only used to sell school textbooks. I still get my school textbooks from Amazon. They're much cheaper than buying them from my school. I think the Kroger in my city still has Redbox. Do yourself a favor, go use Redbox. If not, that's fine. The things I would do to see a Redbox again. I think I've used it a few times, but not very much. Yeah, everything's on streaming services now, but the problem with streaming services is that, you know, if you want to watch a certain movie and it's not on Netflix, and let's say it's on like HBO Max or like Disney Plus, you have to have all of them. Like right now, I'm paying for Netflix and Disney Plus. Like those are the two streaming services I pay for because I use both of them. And then I share an account for Crunchyroll, but don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone that. Don't tell that. Don't tell them. But yeah. We are old now. I know. I feel like, listen, I don't think it's necessarily too much of a secret of like, I think you guys can take a really good guess at maybe giving a range of how old I am. I think I've actually said not my actual age on stream, but I think I gave you guys a range. But I will say I am in my mid-20s. I am in my mid-20s. So I don't think I'm that old, but I am starting to get there, you know, and in a few years I'll be in my 30s, and oh my god, this midlife crisis is happening. Midlife crisis is on its way, I will say. I'm in early uni. Oh. Oof. My midlife crisis is on the way, chat. It's on the way, unfortunately. I'm almost 30. I'll be 30 this year. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm in my mid-20s. So I would like to think I have some of my youth left. Oh, some of my youth left. That means I've been in a midlife crisis for a little while. I don't know. I feel like I've gone through midlife crisis at least 5 times in the last 12 months. I've definitely had a few mental breakdowns at night. I'm like, what am I gonna do with my life? What is going on? Am I gonna be able to have a family? Am I gonna be able to afford this? Am I gonna be able to buy a house? Am I gonna be able to find a job in this job market? What am I gonna do? It's so much more fun, honestly. In your 30s? You think it's more fun in your 30s? You know what? Part of me believes you. But, you know, it's funny. I remember as like a kid, I would be like, oh, I want to grow up. I don't want to be a kid anymore. Now I'm older. I'm like, damn, I wish I could be a kid again. Oh, I took that time so much for granted. But I had to retake some high school classes due to me passing out so many times because of hurricane. Oh my god. I hope you're okay. Please tell me when it starts being fun. don't know, I'm enjoying my adulthood now. I feel like I look back at like my adulthood, my like, not adulthood, but like my early like adulthood and how lonely it was. And I was, okay, so I go to therapy, and the way I say it, because I have friends that like kind of downplay therapy. They're like, therapy doesn't work or whatever. And maybe it doesn't work for everybody, but it works for me. Because the way I see therapy is like, I get to exercise my brain. I get to, you know, whatever is going on in my brain that's bothering me, I get to, you know, talk to someone about it and sort my thoughts to someone that isn't like a biased person in my life. And I'm really appreciate, I think everybody, if you have the opportunity to go to therapy, even if like you're not going through like, you know, mental health issues and stuff like that, I think it's still great. Because for me, it's like, I don't think it's for everybody, but I think it's good to also be able to have the opportunity to talk to someone that isn't in your life, right? And one of the things I talked to about my therapist was like how grateful I am to have like a stable friend group and to be able to, you know, have opportunities to travel and be able to, you know, have weekly outings with my friends. Because I learned that actually it's not common, I guess, for people from my age to have like a friend group and stuff like that. So I'm very grateful. I would like to think I'm in a pretty good spot in my life, and I'm trying to enjoy like every single day as much as I can. And I think I would like to think that's a good way to look at life. Kids these days don't know what a flip phone is. Dude, I told my mom today, I was like, if Apple ever comes out with a cool flip smartphone, I'm buying it. Because I really wanted that like cool, what is it, Samsung flip phone? I think that phone is so cool. I think that phone is so sick. However, I have like the entire Apple ecosystem. Like I have a MacBook for school that I use for personal use as well. I have an Apple Watch, I have AirPods, I have an iPhone. I have Apple everything. So changing that and moving into another different like thing is I think would stress me out. Razors when I was in school. Oh my god, do you guys remember, what is it, Blackberries? I'm 40. It's certainly not fun at this point. Oh no. It's okay. It's okay. We have fun on this channel. You tend to have, you just know yourself better, plus better boundaries. Yeah. Almost had a Blackberry. Oh my god. That was so long ago. Dude, Blackberries were so cool. I remember when I was young, I begged my mom for a Blackberry, and she was like, Sonic, you don't need a phone. You don't need a phone. But I think if Apple were to come out with a cool flip phone this year, I would definitely buy it. I think the flip phones are pretty cool. Like the flip smartphones, I wanted the Samsung one so bad, but I just cannot bring myself to change off of the Apple ecosystem I have. Are still company phones here and there. Oh. Coworkers had flip phones, but he got fired because management is so stupid and only focus on other things. My first phone was a Nokia brick phone. Oh my god. Does Nokia still exist? Does Nokia still exist? Is that still a thing? Question mark? I don't know. IDK. Maybe? Perhaps? I don't know. Mayhaps. Maybe. It'd be cool. Alrighty, gamers. I do have to go. It is getting quite late, so I'm gonna stop the timer. But I will be back on Thursday. Thursday, right? I'll be back around noon. We'll be doing some more reacting because I need to get caught up. And I will also be playing some Pokemon TCG. So if you guys want to battle me in Pokemon TCG Live, we can do that on Thursday. But yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today for this little bit of a longer stream. I say as I was going to do a short stream today, but I didn't end up doing too much of a short stream. But if you haven't done so yet, you should go buy my merch. Follow me on all my socials, Poseidon and Mythos. And follow me on, or join my Discord. Yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys take care, shipwrecks, and I'm gonna go send you guys off. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today, and I will see you guys later. Bye bye. Take care. Love you guys. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye bye.